Life.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to Elder Apostles, the great millstone that taught us his truth, and blessings to all you sincere laborers out there pushing the truth, and all sincerity and faith and honesty, and also blessings to you few sisters out there listening and learning. All right, but no, we out here another week, man. You know, we in the last days of what you call this great empire known as America, Babylon the Great. All right, America is at its demise. Okay, so pretty much, you know, we live not, you know, the end times, man. All right, and we've been doing that for a while, but right now it's really getting hot. You know, things are stirring up. So without further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it. Go ahead.
So Ezekiel chapter 38. Start at the top of verse 1. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog.
Khan, and that region is located today is in Russia, all right? So Gog and Magog, okay? So Russia is going to play a big part, as you read. You want to get a little feet of the bear? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so Russia, hey, matter of fact, all right, let me see that. Open.
Yeah,
It's edified, right? All right, so Gog and Magog is in this region, Russia. And also, too, all right, if this not even a USSR map. USSR, Russia had like a little bit more, you know, of that region. All right, down there. Let me see if I can see something. No, this one not that the script. But you know, Russia had a lot more of this region. So Gog and Magog, all right, that's talking about Russia ultimately.
Yeah,
okay?
pretty much this
Like this area here.
Yeah, this area, Ukraine.
Yeah.
All right, pretty much all the stands right next, all this area pretty much was the USSR.
Yep.
Or Gog and Magog, mainly this area. Where they at? This area by the Caspian Sea. You know, the Black Sea, all that. Ukraine.
There you go, brothers.
So that's Russia. Even though it's not in there, you know, as far as like USSR, but this region, Russia, they maintained that region at one point in time. But also, it's coming back together. Yeah. All right. But go ahead.
So Ezekiel 38 in verse 2. Ezekiel 38 in verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog.
God, so just because the Lord is going to use the Russians to ultimately destroy America, the Lord is also against the Russians too, because what? They're Edomites, man. All right? Go ahead.
I got to prove it. This is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I'll keep reading. It says, and I will turn thee back, which it's gonna go into that. It says, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. So I want to show you that the Lord's only gonna have a little bit of the Russians sitting back, because they're gonna send all their troops, man, around the whole world. All right, just to the Middle East to come invade America, you know, just like you're gonna do with America, man. That was it on that.
All right.
Yeah. Read it again.
Yep.
It's Ezekiel 38 in verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal.
So the brothers read how the Lord's also against the Russians, man. What you saying? World War II, Russia they had the highest casualties, all right, the highest deaths out of all the nations. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
And turn thee back. What? The Cold War era. That's why they call this new altercation between America and Russia, Cold War 2.0. You know, that's what they say. You know, because it's the Cold War brewing back up again. All right. But this time it's more dangerous than it was back then. Okay.
And if I may add, this is nothing new. Esau has always fought amongst himself. Like we were talking earlier, what happened after Alexander the Greek died? his generals came up against each other. They were fighting each other just like you have Esau fighting each other today, man.
Good point.
Is that Satan rise up against Satan?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
The house divided.
And that's what the Lord is doing, and beautifully so, man. Because what? Matter of fact, he's been doing it. World War I, World War II, it wasn't against the, they didn't start with America against Japan,
Nope.
or UK versus South Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. It was Edomites fighting against each other, man. And that's what's going to be the Third World War. It's going to be the same thing. Just the other heathens are going to be rounded up too. We'll get that, after a couple.
God. This is Mark chapter 3. Mark chapter 3, start at verse 23. And he called them unto him, and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan?
So how can Satan cast out? Is it more or not?
Yeah. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
So the scriptures say all things were written for our learning. So that was a parable, because they say Yahweh Shai, the one who word and called Jesus Christ, was casting out demons with demons, pretty much.
Yeah.
He was the devil casting out demons, so to say. All right? Beelzebub. So that the scriptures say all things are written for our learning. So we compare that to today, man. All right? Satan, who is Satan, man? The wicked, Esau, Edom, so-called white men. So they're fighting amongst each other. The kingdom is divided, man. All right? And that's going into, I believe, Isaiah 19. I would say the Egyptians against the Egyptians, man.
Yeah,
also,
Isaiah 19.
that's another precept. Okay?
If I may, real quick, to prove that, like the brother just said, that who is Satan? And we're gonna prove it right here. Satan is not, when that scripture's talking about Satan, it's not talking about a mythical creature with a tail, and a pitchfork. And it's not talking about a spiritual demon, Satan, either. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Verse 2, here's the point. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So going to show you that's a person. Satan is a person or a people that is referring to in these scriptures.
Yeah. So Satan has a physical counterpart, just like the Most High, the sons of God, the Israelites. The Most High has a physical counterpart, the representation of Him. All right. So we are the representation of the Heavenly Father. So Satan has a representation of himself, man. All right, physical representation, which would be the Edomites.
Like the scriptures say, what are the other code names? Satan, the devil, the dragon, and the old serpent. Which the beast and the dragon are synonymous with each other, man. Interchangeable.
Yep. Exactly. Go ahead.
God. Mark chapter 3, and verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but have an end.
Yep. So hey, that's how to show you who the real niggas are. All right, because here it is in a kingdom, they fighting amongst each other. Those are the real niggas. Like y'all got the world's wealth. I mean, ultimately spiritual, the Most High putting in their spirit good. But look, y'all got the whole world, but y'all fighting amongst each other. Who gonna get the bigger part of the land? Why not y'all get together, Russia, EU, America, and just continue to take over all the nations, man? All right, you got Russia dealing with Moab, two different nations. Esau and Moab dealing with each other. Why ain't Russia with the beast of NATO? If they all Edomites get together, they can take over China, they can take over Elam, India, Pakistan. Yep. They can all, they Edomites, right? Let's just take over the whole world. Get together and take over the whole world.
That's why you got this, the weak saying they're strong, because you got other Edomites backing them, man.
Exactly.
You hear this Esau trying to bang on Iran, but you got Esau defending Iran, yeah.
Hey, the Lord ultimate chess player, man. Go ahead.
God. Going back to Ezekiel chapter 38, read verse 4. Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Kind, I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws. All right? That's metaphorically speaking, man. All right? Turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Why you think America's getting ready to be destroyed, man?
That's right.
All right? Because the Lord is getting ready to turn back the country that has the largest nuclear arsenal on the planet. The largest stockpile of nuclear weapons is getting ready to come up against this place, man. All right? It ain't about how many troops, how many ground troops you can send on the ground. All right? End of the day, it's about that ultimate sword which is that nuclear missile, man. That's the ultimate sword right there.
Glittering sword.
Yep.
We shall be bathed in heaven.
We're exactly bathed in heaven. Go ahead.
Continue reading Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will bring thee forth.
And bring thee forth, man. So the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to come forth. On back, because usually everybody Russia back, they'll chill. Like, we ain't gonna really respond like that. But no, the Lord said, I will bring thee forth. So the Lord gonna put it, hey, like a pawn play. We gonna move you forward, man. It ain't no more backing down, no more, chilling. It's gonna come a time where the Lord is gonna actually put the spirit on the Russians to go forward to ultimately shooting up, pushing that button, man. They're sitting in the missile.
You got those, which the brother's gonna get into it. You got those nations that are backed by Russia not backing down from America, man. They say they retaliate, man. They just spitting in the face of what he say. It's a slap to the face. The guy say it's a slap to the face of America after they shot the missiles towards the military bases. One of the Iranians, top guys, he says it's a slap to the face of America, man.
Yep.
And Russia, they used to be that strong nation back in the day, and they kind of weakened a little bit. They kind of got a little complacent.
Separated.
And that's what the Lord says. He's going to put hooks back in the jaw and turn right back to that same spirit.
And bring them forth, right? That's happening. The Lord putting that spirit on these nations and bringing them forth, man. All right. But like the brother said, Russia. When you speak about Russia, man, you gotta speak about Iran. You gotta speak about all its allies. Yeah. When you speak about one country, you gotta speak about its allies. You just can't say, oh, Iran. When you say Iran, you gotta mention Russia. You gotta mention China. You gotta mention Iraq. It ain't just one person, because it's gonna be a world war.
Exactly.
It's like if you speak against Britain, you speaking what again?
NATO.
NATO, right?
Yeah.
You speaking against everybody. All right. Go ahead.
Continuing back, Ezekiel 38 and 4. And all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields.
And the army, chariots, all like horses and horsemen, that's all the modern military technology. Military equipment, bucklers and shield, missile defense, S-400, S-300, wherever you want to.
Same shit they just shot down that Ukrainian plane, man. Yep. It was Russian. It was a Russian missile, a Russian defense system that shot down that Ukrainian plane in Iran. Who you think gave them that? The Russians. So come on, man. This ain't rocket science.
Yeah, it kind of is though.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
So America's got its hands tied, man. All right, and we just out here to prophesy. We ain't gonna do a damn thing. We ain't taking arms. We ain't doing none of that shit for you people out there. The Lord He's gonna take care of everything. We just gonna sit back and prophesy and usher. We just here to tell you, man. Don't shoot the messenger, all right? Go ahead.
All of them handling swords.
All of them handling swords, right? All of them handling swords. And that's the ultimate sword. You can get technical and say guns, grenades, stuff like that.
Daniel doesn't have a guest bedroom.
Go ahead.
I got you. Real quick. Isaiah. Going into missiles. Yep. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood.
So every battle is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. All the way back, man, since you can remember, all right? Sticks and stones to swords to bow and arrows. Man, but that was real war. I like that kind of war where one side, one side was on this side, one side, then y'all run against, you throwing, different, what it's called, war axes, double-sided axes, and swords, and you really
maces and all that.
Take a shield, you take a shield and you boom hit somebody with it and tackling and wrestling, all that. That's real war right here. But now Esau, he's modernized that sword to the point where it's like he's playing Call of Duty. He just killed a couple thousand of people from a computer room with a joystick, from a damn drone, man. All right, that's the technology that they have now, man. Where they can kill thousands of people with a push of a button.
Shit, millions.
So he's a weapon, man.
That's cowardly too, man.
Yeah.
In ancient wars used to be fine. If you want to kill a man, you got to run up on him and stab him. or shoot them with an arrow. You got to know you got to look at the person in the eye, man.
Yep.
Now they just want, like you said, it's like it's like just hitting buttons and shit, man. That's cowardly. And who's running? Who started that? Esau Edom, man.
Yep.
The same one that's gonna destroy himself.
Yep.
Hey, prime example, it's proof that the Gadites. They had to create a Gatling. Yeah, they had to create a Gatling gun because Gad was just too much of a warrior for them to take down. So what? But that's why it was spiritual, because the Lord gave Esau a blessing of the sword, because they had to be taken down. All right, or else the scripture wouldn't be fulfilled. Gad, a troop shall overcome thee, but thou shalt overcome at the end. So if the Lord didn't give Esau that blessing of sword, a troop would have never overcame Gad. So he had to give him the blessing, man, because Gad was giving him hell here. But go ahead.
Khan. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
So this next war is gonna be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. So get ready for that, man.
I got something to go with that. This is Quam. This is you was done on that?
Yeah, that's it.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
So it's a day coming that the Bible speaks of that shall burn as an oven, man.
Right?
It's talking about World War III that you Americans are getting ready to enter into.
That's right.
Okay? That's gonna be the war to end all wars, man. Your beloved America is gonna be destroyed in this next world war, man.
That's right.
Thus saith the Lord.
Yep.
This is Malachi 4 and 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Yep. So the Lord is gonna destroy this place, all right, from one coast to the next. It's
Right.
that all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Are we not the proud Americans here? Right? I'm proud to be an American. That's an American anthem song, right? To be American, right? Where you least you know you're free. You know, you people are lost out here, man. All right? America, what it say? The land of the free, home of the brave. All right? Land of the thieves, home of the slaves. That's what this place really is, man. Go ahead.
Going back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38 and verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia.
Persia, which is Iran, all right? And that you can do a quick Google search on that, man. When Iran changed their name from Persia to Iran.
And as well, the East Indians. A lot of people forget about the East Indians. Elam is the Persian, the Iranians, the Persians, the
Pakistanians.
Pakistan.
Some in Afghanistan. You know, they're all through that region over there, man. And people forget that India has like what, the third or fourth largest nuclear arsenal, man.
Yeah, it's just like India, they be ducked off, though.
Yeah.
America don't fuck with India, bro.
Nope.
They don't mess with India.
And they was just afraid
You know?
of India and Pakistan going to war with each other because they both basically nuclear powered. Yeah.
And they're the same people. So they're fighting against each other, but they're going to come together. Right now, they're trying to sign treaties against each other to calm the peace down. And they will. Because what? Ultimately, you're going to come against America.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
I was going to say that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, hey, look, man, we got to get rid of this bully.
Yeah.
I don't like you, you don't like me, but we have a common enemy. All right? A greater enemy. Okay? I remember I was watching the YouTube shit. It was a Uber rider, East Indian. And he was like, we're the only people that kick the white men out of our country. You know? He said, you don't mess with us. You know, Elam. You know, Elam don't be fucking with Esau like that, man. Esau know who Elam is. Hey, once again, going back to the Grecians and the Persians. You know? Grecians was brought up to take down the Persians, man. So, hey, it's, man, nothing new underneath the sun, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Ezekiel 38 in verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia.
And we all know Ethiopia, all right? Yep, Cushites.
And there's a lot of Elamites over there too.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that. And also, too, Russia, they do a lot of business up there in South, BRICS. That's Brazil, Russia, India,
South Africa.
South Africa, and China.
China, yeah.
All right? So, hey, man, they in there. Go ahead.
Ethiopia and Libya.
Libya. Yep. What was not Gaddafi? He was one of the presidents. Libya, Ishmael. Okay.
The Armenians and the
Arabians.
and Arabia,
Yep.
the dragons of Arabia,
Dragons
man.
of Arabia. You know. Go ahead.
And Libya with them. all of them with shield and helmet.
So all them with they weapons too, man. All right, it's a world war. All right, it's a world war, man. Go ahead.
Hey, real quick, they talk about their shields and their bucklers. They keep mentioning that, right? What is the main thing that Russia's selling to all these same nations right now? Missile defense systems right now, man. I didn't even about to start getting into the swords, but then also Russia just developed a whole lot of offensive weapons as well too, man.
Many of them.
Yeah.
And they put them in cycle, so to say. They put them into, they're active, so to say.
Yep.
All right, the Vanguard, the Poseidon, right, which are all nuclear capable missiles. All right, those are all into the military now, man.
In full service.
Yep. And you wanna know why too? A war generates money. That's a nations, man. They love when shit hot, right? Because they make the most money. Russian S-400, they making good money off of that. Go ahead, yeah. You wanna buy one India? We got a few of them you can buy. So everybody's selling.
Not only because they have to, you got to pay to get that in there. But I remember the brother had brought out, you have to pay for those engineers and the people to come operate it. You know, because if you stop paying, they probably charging you weekly on that. If you stop paying, it's just gonna be sitting there, useless. So like brother said, this is a money machine, the war, man.
Hey, for instance, you have Lockheed Martin, right? Lockheed Martin developed the F-35 airplane. America wants everybody in NATO, the EU, to use this F-35. So every time one of these nations buy an F-35, this American company, Lockheed Martin, is getting paid. Every time they buy these weapons, or like you go to AK-47s, that's a Russian weapon that's being made. You know, every time they buy AKs, and money go back over to Russia, man. You buy M16s or all these types of guns and bullets. These are all American companies. They get money from that. So every time they drop bombs in the Middle East, they just out there letting off rounds or whatnot. Hey, those are dollars going into these countries' pockets, man. So they look forward to them dropping bombs. Like, fuck, we don't care about you bombing empty-ass places in the desert. That's another 100,000, or it's actually more than that. It's like millions of dollars for these bombs, man.
Money, bro.
Exactly. Yep. We talking about millions and billions and trillions of dollars, man.
Per
guess
bomb,
who's getting that money? the elites of this society, man. They call it a world central banking system.
Yep. And that's how they're able to put all you nations in subjection. Because you need the money.
Yeah, and don't let it fool you, man. The world central banking system is in every country, man. All right, Iran included.
Yep.
North Korea included. Well, actually,
no, maybe not.
I think North Korea. North Korea is one of the few countries that they're not in there, but Iran's in there. All right, China's in there. And who runs those countries? Those banks, I'll say. It's the elites of this. It's Esau, man. If you go into war, the third world country, the poorest country on the earth, is not going to war. Why? Because they ain't got no money. You need money to get tanks. You need money to get supplies for your soldiers. Each soldier, from head to toe, is like 70 grand. Helmet, a bulletproof vest, grenades, gun. You know that costs money. It's not free.
Hey, I know they was talking about Donald Trump just spent like $700 billion in the military spending, right? And you was like, oh, he's spending all this money. Well, they just signed a deal with Saudi Arabia, which they got deals with them. Where they just sold $400 billion worth of arms over there, man. So in actuality, it's like, yo, we only basically took out $300 billion, but then we just selling more weapons everywhere, man. That's what they do, man. They sell you these weapons and make millions of dollars off of it, man. So you hear about him spending or taking out $700 billion for their military spending, but then he just sold $300 billion to Saudi Arabia, man. Then they also send billions to Israel and so on and so forth. This is money, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they like the what do they call that shit? There was a movie about that where they be selling arms and shit like that.
War Dogs.
Lord of War.
Lord
I was gonna
of
say
War.
that Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Where it's just getting money off of war, man. They create these wars to sell shit, man. It could be a place for peace, and it's like, all right, you know what? Our tank production is going down. Our fighter jets is going down. We gotta cause a conflict over here so they can start ramping up buying this shit, man.
Yep. Yep. So that's why they always start a war, man. America is that war machine, man.
Yeah.
You want to start a war? Leave it up to America. Go ahead.
America's been in war, like 222 years out of the 270 years they've been established as a nation, man. Since 1776, man. It goes to show you what America's all about.
Yep. So whenever you airhead Americans, your next potential president comes up and talking about he gonna bring the troops home, know that you're being lied to.
Yeah, Trump said the same thing when he was trying to get elected. Look, now he's sending troops.
Yep. Obama said the same shit.
So it's all a game, man. All right. And then the thing is, what's happening is you Americans getting hip to that all these are pointless wars. So all they're gonna do now is just draft you.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna do. Just draft. They're gonna have a big draft. Cause y'all stupid, but y'all know that y'all don't want to fight these wars, man. You know? So they're just gonna draft you, plain and simple.
That's why they got all these memes and shit of people taking pictures and saying, I just wanted my college to be paid for. Well, now your ass is going to the Middle East. Like, my young, what you say? The chick, she just got promoted or some shit.
Chick, my sister knows this chick. You know, me and the brother Us, we used to live out there in Fort Bragg up in North Carolina. We used to live in that area out there. So my sister, she still knows friends, people that live up there. And she got a friend as a woman that's in the military that just passed her test to become a ranger. And they're stationed off in Fort Bragg. As soon as she passed the test, they gave her 18 hours that she was going to Iran.
Oh, beautiful.
As soon as she passed that test, they gave her 18 hours, you going to Iran.
You're competent, go.
You wanted to be Army strong, well, now you're going to be Army strong in the Middle East.
Yeah. World War III memes are all the rage right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it, man. We've been telling that the draft is coming. We've been telling you, this was going to happen. And look, it's happening. You can't, what's your excuse now?
Yep. And another thing about Fort Bragg, that place is a ghost town right now. My sister was telling me that they ain't nobody over there right now. Everybody getting sent off. So Donald Trump, the news report saying they only sent 3,500 people. They probably got a whole lot of more troops that got sent off that they ain't recording. They ain't put on paper, man. In that town, because they even had an article that came out about how a lot of people getting sent off over there. That military base is what drives that city, man. There ain't shit in that city, man.
And they're usually the first to go. The 82nd Airborne. Yep. I remember back when they went invaded Iraq. Man, they was one of the first people to go. So hey, good riddance to them, man. They ain't coming back. That's a one-way ticket to destruction, man.
Yep. Wipe your hands off.
Yep.
Those you.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 38. We're at verse 6. Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 and verse 6. Gomer and all his bands. The house of Togomar of the north quarters.
I believe that those are Turkey and Syria. Yep. Turkey and Syria, man. All right.
Just like America, man.
And look at the weight. Look at the weight, man. America is finished, bro. That's what a majority of the citizens look like. Weight.
Yep.
But Turkey, the house of Togomar. All right, Turkey and Syria. All right, they gonna be. Hey, Turkey already. What Turkey part of the EU like?
NATO.
Like 2 years ago or something. And they got up out of it. Oh, because they were buying the S-300.
Yeah,
and they had certain parts of the F-35 fighter jet with America. So America was like, look, you can't buy that S-300, S-400 and then have our jets because that's the competitor.
Yeah.
Pretty much the S-300 is a competitor of the F-35 fighter jet.
Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah, because it's not only anti-missile defense systems, it's anti-aircraft systems that the Russians are selling them as well.
So pretty much those systems create a no-fly zone. That's what them systems do. They create a no-fly zone.
Hey, real quick, why is America out of Syria? Right? America was bombing the shit out of Syria, but then all of a sudden Russia went over there with that S-300. I think they dropped like 3 or 4 of them. That's it. You can't come over here no more. America had to tuck tail and leave.
Hey, was it one time where they did start shooting cruise missiles over there, right? And every one of them was intercepted.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what, a year or two?
Yeah,
ago?
last year I think. Sometimes.
Last year, they blocked. Every last one of them was blocked, man. Because that Russian system is bad.
Hey, wait. One controller of those, like, it's this 3-piece system. You got the radar, you got the launchers, and you got like another radar, longer band radar. One of those damn, like, the brains of one of those systems can control up to like basically multiple different launchers at the same time, where they can launch off like 700 shots from just one of these so-called command centers, right? Dog, bro, you got like 700 damn batteries around the place where you can just launch off from that. Ain't no stopping that, man. You don't have enough missiles to bombard with that, man. That's why the American system sucked comparably to that. The Patriot and the system, they'd be overwhelmed.
Anyway, it failed. They tested it in the Pacific and it failed. Not this was like what, a year or two ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
And now Russia got a missile defense system that is on the back of a big ass truck, and they moving like 40 miles an hour, man.
Submarine trains, they put it on trains, submarines.
Anything that moves.
Anything that moves, Russia has a missile capability. And that technology is something. The Most High really gave them some technology, because if you see a nuke being shot or a missile being shot from a submarine, bro, fire is literally under the water, and that bitch is going up like that. Like, I'm like, wow, bro, that's
very fascinating.
that's some power right there. Fire is like literally just being shot under the water.
It's so
when that
hot.
missile is propelled.
Can't put it out.
Hey,
Man.
you talk about what you just reading in there about all the bucklers and the shields, man. That's that's going into that. That's one of their main specialties. They came out with the shields first. But also, hey, you talking about that missile? I seen that was the Avant-Garde being launched from one of these
The
planes
new shit,
the other
yeah.
day?
Jet,
Well,
yeah.
that shit was the jet already
Oh, I
flying
didn't
fast.
see
That
it.
shit come out and just take that shit was gone. I'm like, damn. You ain't stopping that shit, man. You won't see that shit
48.
coming.
And it has maneuverability.
Yeah,
so that shit's able to
It's
move
smart,
around
yeah.
the defense systems.
Yeah, being that you can't, because like the American missile defense system is, when they track it first, lock onto it, then they do the algorithm to be able to hit it in space. You know, all right, if we take off at this time, in this direction, it'll hit it at this point in time. But Russia came out with that with their first, the Satan II missile. All right, the difference between Satan 1 and Satan 2 was one of the reasons it could move in the air. So if you'd already picked up that you'd have locked onto it, all it had to do is drop down a little bit. You've already missed it. Or pick up a little bit or swerve left and right. Now they got nuclear-powered cruise missiles. They can fly indefinite and can change position, man. Man, the Lord got his spirit in these missiles, man. You see what I'm saying? Hey, man, they're not going to miss none of their targets, man. None of them going to return in vain, man, like the scriptures say.
Because you know, these defense systems, speaking of America's defense system, it uses mathematical equations. You know, with the hypersonic missile being able to fly so fast and how so high it can fly, and with maneuverability, there's no equation that can be predict that the where it's going to land at. And that's why, you know, America's in trouble, because there's no defense for this technology. It's way far beyond America's capability to stop these things.
Algorithms, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't fuck around with them. You can talk shit all about Russia and the state of their country, but I guarantee your ass ain't going in there with no damn military. They'll blow you right out the sky.
Well,
man.
it's happened over, even in history. What happened with Napoleon? That nigga
Hitler
got brought to a dead hope. Yeah, Hitler.
They're putting all their money into the military.
In the region, I would say the region they in, it's really hard to invade Russia.
That's why Russia's so big. You ain't finna come to them front lines.
It's that Joel, they're saying they're not even really fucking with their agriculture system. They're putting all their money into war.
Yeah, it's gonna go into it.
Oh, yeah, kind.
Beat your plowshares.
Yep.
That's why the Lord put this.
This is Ezekiel 38, verse 6. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters,
And that's Turkey and Syria. Go ahead.
and all his bands, and many people with thee.
And many people with thee. So you notice Moab wasn't mentioned. Wait, that's why I said many people with thee. So the scriptures cover itself, man. You know, all front. So many people with thee. So whoever rocking with Russia, they gonna be there.
It's clear who Russia and China they've been in cahoots for a minute, man. They're right next to each other, for Christ's sake, man. China ain't got a million-man army for no reason, you know.
Go ahead, Alex.
Ezekiel 38 in verse 7. Be thou prepared and prepared for thyself, thou and all thy company.
Thou and all that company. So you know, man, they talking. Hey, man, it's ready. It's time to go down. It's time to get down. You know, Russia and all his allies, they talking. Hey, this is it. Cause look, they moving. They getting ready to move in on Iran, and we cannot allow that to happen. They're not allowing that to happen, man. We got too much invested in Iran. That's why I just saw an article. China and Pakistan are actually doing drills. Then India talking about they go
China, Iran, and Russia doing naval training in the Middle East, man. In the I forgot what Gulf it is the Persian Gulf or Gulf of Oman, but they out there practicing. They ain't out there practicing for no reason. You don't practice before a game for no reason, because you know that something's coming, man.
And you know, newsflash for America, the American Navy. You know, you talking about you gonna go into the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, right? But the Iranians, they've been doing drills in that thing for the longest, preparing for that day, man, because they already know. So they've been preparing on how to block that shit off too, and everything. You know, so man, y'all can go down there. Y'all gonna be done,
Yeah,
man.
plus Russia got ships down there too, man.
Yeah.
And I remember this was probably like 2 years ago, maybe even 3. Russia had sent troops specifically to train the Iranian troops, man. So Iran ain't no pushover, man. You ain't just gonna, you know, even though America would crush them if it was a one-on-one war, but it ain't gonna be a one-on-one war. It's a war, a World War III, man.
War. Yeah.
Yep. And you know, fun thing about you stupid ass Americans, you went down there and trained them Iraqi military, right? Because
Now they want you to get the hell out.
Now they turning on you. Now it's like, hey, you done trained me. Now, hey, get the hell out of here,
Sucker.
right? You know, so y'all threw all the way around.
It's the same thing. If you look at all the countries they invaded, like your brother going into Iraq, Afghanistan, like Donald Trump just gave Afghanistan back over to the goddamn Taliban. The whole point of going over there was to get rid of the Taliban, but now they're giving it control back over to the Taliban. Iraq, they turning on them. All right, you see what happened in Syria, but you don't went over there and poked the hornet's nest. Now all the damn bees coming out stinging your ass now. You know, all you're doing is uniting all these people that was actually enemies with one another, man. Like Saddam Hussein and Iran, they was actually enemies. But now all of a sudden they becoming friends because why? You want to go over here and kill Soleimani and shit like that, man? And now it's like, look, like your brother said, hey, my enemy is my friend now. They looking at it like, you know what? We got to band together and fight these motherfuckers before we lose everything in the Middle East.
And that's what they tell us. When have you heard of an Iranian war? I ain't never heard of that. Iran ain't never invaded nobody. How many nations America invaded though? How many nations America dropped bombs on? Yeah. I guarantee you add all the nations up, it ain't even gonna come close to the bombs America's dropped, man. So that's the propaganda the American media pushes.
I got a quick precept what you brothers were talking about with Iraq.
So we're just gonna go with it.
So like I thought I had it. Where's that scripture that says they that were Confederate?
It's Obadiah 1 and 7.
Con, that's right. Okay, con. Yep. I was in
One in Turkey as well too.
Obadiah 1 and 7.
Yeah, I believe it's 7.
This is the book of Obadiah, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You know, so like the brothers were just saying, man, all these nations that once were in cahoots, confederacy, you know, they were confederate together. Now they're like, hey, man, we ain't want nothing to do with you. And behind closed doors, they're plotting against America. You know, that's what's happening, you know, right now around the world, man. You know, going with the scriptures, pursuing also to Revelation 17, you know.
Hey, I got. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say real quick. The brother brought that out earlier, talking about Turkey and all them. You know, going into that situation with the S-400 and the F-35, man.
Yep.
See, because America's providing them with the F-35, which they built parts of, like the cockpit and the landing gear for them. But now all of a sudden they're buying the S-400. So they was eating the bread, getting the resources to help them be sustained. But now all of a sudden they saying, "Fuck y'all, we're gonna get the S-400." Now they bringing them towards the border, man.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 24. I'm right down to 25. The point is 24. Jeremiah 15:24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Bahashmi Yahushai. Yahweh Bahashmi Yahushai hath opened his armory. And what is the armory, man? The armory is the thermal equipment. You got it.
That's a lot. If I may say this real quick, part of that snare is the so-called allies. You know, they think they have allies, but they really don't. You know, that's a part of that snare.
Con. Good
That's
point.
going to be the main ones to come up against it, man. The scriptures, yeah, exactly. The scriptures don't, you know, specifically points out that the 10 horns, man, which are all the American allies at this point. Right now, not soon, not very soon though. You know.
Hey,
So that we always talk about Russia, you know, North Korea and China and Iran shooting missiles, but hey, America's own allies is going to be leading the charge as well, man. They're going to be shooting missiles on America. Because what? The scripture tell you that they're gonna hate the whore, man. Because what America, man, even though they're all Edomites, America is that's the proudest Edomites on the planet, man.
Yes, sir.
As a whole, you know.
Just look at them.
And the ones with the less morals, disgusting, you know, just hated amongst all people. You got more on that?
Yes, a little bit more. Jeremiah 50:25. Yahweh Bashmi Awashai hath opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh Bashmi Awashai of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
Yep. And the land of Chaldeans, that'll be here. Yeah. America. You know? So, hey, the man that was Confederate D. Hey, and then even to the point of North Korea and South Korea. I read an article earlier late last year that, they was pretty much, coming together. North Korea and South Korea.
South Korea. Remember, they wanted to have one Olympic team.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
That's when that was going on, you know? And who knows? That's why they don't really put, North Korea too much on the radar right now, man. Because who knows what's going on over there, man?
Exactly. We only know what they report, man.
Exactly, man.
They could be the best of friends right now, man. You never know. But that's Esau Edom going there and show that division.
Yeah,
how the hell you Koreans?
Yeah.
Because we live up here, we North Korean. You live down here, we South Koreans. We hate each other. Like, come on, that's Esau.
The Korean War was backed by who? America, man.
Yeah,
They lost
Americans.
Vietnam.
Yeah. You know?
Same shit.
Esau just going there and sow division, man. So a snare is laid for you, man.
Iraq,
Right?
Kuwait.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same shit. Get back in the script.
It's Ezekiel chapter 38, and go back to verse 7. Ezekiel 38:7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
And be thou a guard unto them. That's one of the main parts within that chapter. Be a guard unto them. So, America, man, that's a thing, bro. Y'all don't know prophecy. You Americans don't know prophecy. That's why they so proud on the comic book. Oh, we'll beat up Iran. That's everybody saying, oh, that's easy. But y'all don't understand, bro. These people are just idiots, bro.
Yeah.
They're not one-on-one. Yeah.
Slide real quick. That's why the Lord put the spirit on the Russians to do that with those naval ships. Y'all seen that out there in the Gulf, or I forgot where, the Persian Gulf. Yeah. Russia rolled up on them. They came 100 feet from colliding with them, and they just did a quick maneuver.
Yeah.
And you know what was happening on the Russian ship? Niggas was just chilling, sunbathing, man. Like, what's up? What y'all gonna do?
60
They
yards.
just chilling, man.
60 yards.
They just chilling. Meanwhile, like the brother said, man, y'all think y'all just gonna roll up in Iran. That's why America don't. That's why the Trump just backed out. We gonna bring harsh attack. Nah, you ain't gonna do a damn thing until the Lord say you gonna do it, man.
If I may say this too, that night that Iran shot off those bases up there in Iraq, they had brought a former general for the military. They brought him on Fox News, and he said that it would not be wise for America to invade Iran, because if they did, Russia would get involved, and then if Russia got involved, China would get involved, and if China got involved, North Korea would go with them. So it'd just be it'd be a snowball effect, man.
Yeah, because how stupid would you? If they're out there right now doing naval exercises with Iran, you got Russia and China out there doing naval exercises with Iran, right? So all of a sudden you invade them, and they're out there doing exercise with this very nation. What do you think's gonna happen? That's like we all here, we playing some basketball. We playing basketball, all of us, right? And as you got some grimy niggas that come and mess with one of you. We all here practicing, man. We with each other. What do you think's gonna happen, man?
How stupid can you be?
Yeah, how stupid can you be?
And I'm about to say real quick, because people, we obviously know World War III is going to play out in the Middle East, but you forget what's going to happen here in America.
Yep.
What's going on, what happened in the Cuban Missile Crisis. What's Russia going on doing with deals with Venezuela. There's missiles not too far from the coast of the United States. And that's 90 miles. You can drive there. If it was but going into because of pride, it's just have to be trouble. People think it's just it's over there, it's over there. But when America invades Iran, and it's going to be all America's going to invade it over here.
And also America's going to be at odds with each other, man. You're going to have civil war, race riots out here. All right, you're going to have martial law. You're going to have all kind of things out here, man. And then at the same time, America's going to have to fight World War III, man, while they have a fight going inside of this country, man. But that's what America got coming.
That's why the scriptures speak of a time like no other, man. Y'all finished, you know? Yeah, go ahead.
So Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 8. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
We in these times, man. Go ahead.
And is gathered out of many people.
Was that it on that?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
All right, this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
So prepare war. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, man. Let's do this. Okay? All nations, man, they know the time we're living in, but it's just here in America. Look, when
Christian concert, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Monster Jam trucks and shit.
Yep.
Meanwhile, people in Iran, you know what
They
they
whole
doing?
nation.
Yeah, man, they
Whole
ready for
nation
war,
drill,
man. They ready for war. Here it is. You got these simple ass Americans just lollygagging, man. Meanwhile, your president is ordering missile strikes on a foreign nation, man. Acts of war, and you acting all nonchalant about it, man.
Folly.
Come on.
Yep, that's why I say I will go to them that are at ease, that dwell careless.
City of unwalled villages.
Yep, unwalled villages. I believe that's in Ezekiel 38 as well. You know, go ahead.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Now they go back into what you stated earlier, how you was like a poor country, not gonna go to war, you know, but they gonna have agriculture, you know, all they little, you know, they gonna all their money that they spend on other things, man, they gonna stop. Yeah, exactly. They gonna stop and they gonna start buying military equipment.
Perfect example of that is why were people in World War II and World War I starving? Because we ain't got money for that. We got money for weapons, man.
That welfare shit.
Yeah, Europe was,
None of that.
man, y'all gotta watch some documentaries on World War II, man.
Yeah, look at
Niggas was
Germany.
starving to death, bro.
Germany, for example.
UK, United Kingdom, they were starving to death, bro. So this is not far. So if these rich countries are doing it, you best believe countries that are in the crosshairs, this Middle East countries, all that region, man, they gonna be in the same position, man. Look, we ain't got no money for this and that, but we got money to pay Russia or whoever for some technology or some guns or something.
Bottom line, if you want to eat, if you want to eat, then join the military.
Yeah, go work. Yeah, go work.
All that social security shit and food stamps and all that government, anything outside of that military budget, you know, you see that scale, anything out of that, that's gonna be cut.
And spirit, that's why the Spirit of the Lord hopped on Trump to tell these NATO countries, yo, you got to spend more than 3%. If you ain't spending 3%, we out of here. You know, 3% of your GDP on military. Cause what? You only do that in times of war. You know.
And he already knew. His mind was already knew war. He knew. He knew what was gonna happen, man. That's why he came in saying it up front. Cause hey, we gotta get this war started, man.
And that's another catalyst for the beast to hate the whore too. Cause that, you know, EU and NATO, that's the beast. You know.
Oh, and then going into also another factor, you know, going on to what's going to happen here in America. You know, the agriculture in America, they're going into that famine. You know, they're going to send those farmers to war too. You know, nobody's going to be able to, you know, I think it's in the 2nd or 16th chapter, no one's going to be able to plow the ground, you know.
Able-bodied. You got to be any able-bodied man.
Hey, they going to give you a gun and
Women
tell you to
included.
pull the trigger, aim and shoot, and then you practice for a couple hours and
Get out there. Yeah, get out there.
You got it. You got a hang of it.
Throw you out the plane with a parachute and a gun.
Kick you.
You play Call of Duty, don't you? Or get your ass out there. What your KD is?
Hey, actually, that's how they got the drone pilots. That was what the whole point of Call of Duty was, man. A lot of these video games is actually like Grand Theft Auto. They used that game to create the self-driving cars and shit with the traffic. But Call of Duty was used to find out for these people, the pilots. But I was gonna make a statement about damn, I forgot what I was going into.
Recruiting,
like I said, Call of Duty. What's it called? What did some of the
Call
games
of
called?
Duty.
Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Because what? That's how like the brother read in Isaiah 9 with fuels of fire. You know, with missiles, man. You don't need to be over there now. You could just be in a remote room controlling missiles and drones and all this.
Exactly.
That's modern warfare.
I know what I was gonna say about the brother was speaking about World War II, and then you're gonna just have all these people, which the scripture's gonna get into that multitude, man. You go back to World War II, you have D-Day in Normandy, man. They was on that beach, man, and them boats, the U-boats was coming up, man, and they was just lined up in the boats. As soon as they opened the door, man, it's walls of people dying, man.
Yeah.
They didn't even make it to the damn shore. It was all day long.
It's
Just
a meat grinder.
I'm sorry, that couldn't be me, bro.
They showed that very well in that movie, Saving Private Ryan.
yeah.
When he was going to go get Private Ryan,
Yeah.
he got off that boat.
Yeah, but see that scenario, man, they wasn't really worried about recruiting people, bringing people in. They wasn't really worried about sending them to boot camp and actually training them up. They're like, y'all just be the motherfuckers and
Point and
using
shoot.
y'all so they can run out of bullets. You know what I'm saying? We need about 100,000 y'all to die, and then they'll run out of bullets. Then we'll send in the big dogs, and then we'll be all right. That's what it's gonna be like in this scenario, man. The most high, it's gonna actually be in the scriptures, man. How all you soldiers basically going over there to get buried in the sands of time, man.
Because what right now it takes about, I think it's about like 22 weeks of training before you become eligible to go out overseas. Man, hey, they're gonna be training you a couple days. Can you hold a gun?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
This is my rifle.
We gotta know your measurements and you going. That's it. There ain't gonna be no 22
Shit,
weeks
they
of
gonna
training.
run out of military gear, man. They just gonna put a Beretta in your hand or you know a Mac 11. Oh, you a thug nigga? All right, bring that Uzi
got
with
a
you.
Yeah. Bring it. Yeah.
You gonna need it. Hey, cause you know just cause this war is gonna be fought with flames and fuel of fire, right? That don't mean there ain't gonna be no boots on the ground, man.
Oh, yeah.
And people are gonna. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going on this. This is Joel 3:10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
All right. Beat your plot. Wait, Slock, you read it?
Okay. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So those are all farming tools, but beat them shits in the weapons, man. Let the weak say, I am strong. As the brother said, when Iran shot those missiles by those U.S. bases, to slap in America's face,
Yeah,
right?
backhand too.
You know, back during that time, man. Shit, 10 years ago, they wouldn't have done that shit, man. You know, but now here it is in these last days, man. Let the weak say I am strong, man. You know these nations are tired. Prophecy is right, man. It's finna go down. So let the weak say I'm strong, man.
Hey, real quick, speaking on that Iranian attack, right? Iran wasn't trying to kill nobody or do no real damage. They were just showing, like the scripture saying, like the weak say I'm strong. We gonna stand up in the face of y'all, man. Donald Trump tweeted out the American flag after killing Soleimani. Iran hit them bases and put out a flag saying Iran did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. They trying to blame them for the down under the plane over there. All right, fuck it, we did it. What you gonna do about it? You know that y'all the big bad bully, come check us. Y'all the police, come investigate then. Bring your ass over if you want to, man. That's what they saying right now.
I wish you would.
Hey, that's how it is, bro. When you know you packing, what Jake be like, I wish he would, right? I wish somebody would, cause Jake know he strapped. The same thing.
Give me a reason.
I wish they would come up in
Give me
here.
a reason.
Yeah, you know, give me a reason to do something. You know, that's what it is. Go ahead.
Verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
And what roundabout where? The Middle East.
Yep.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Yep, Yahweh Shaphat. All right? It's the Most High's judgment, man. Let's get, Shaphat. You know, Shaphat.
Yahweh Shaphat.
Yep. The Most High's judgment. Go ahead.
So again, that's going back to what we were saying. That there's going to be boots on the ground. Right? That's why they're sending troops over there right now. As we speak, they're still sending troops. They're sending warplanes over there. Submarine. You know they're sending submarines. They're not going to put it on Fox News and tell you we're sending, this many subs to the Middle East. All right? And then you best believe you got other nations getting prepared to go out there, man. If not doing it already, man. You already got all these nations in the Middle East, and they're gonna guess what? They're gonna send more.
Everybody already has, like the brother said, everybody already has a foot in the Middle East. This is the point of how many people they have right now. You know.
Sir, I got you. Go ahead. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16, and I'll read 33 and 34. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands.
Yep.
Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
Yep. In war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. So a lot of you men All right, a lot of you men are going to be, you women too,
Yes.
but it's going to be mostly men.
It's gonna be a lot of single ladies because the mothers that have kids, toddlers, they're not gonna get sent over there. You single ladies, you twerking ladies, you know, you independent ladies, y'all gonna be going over there too.
Yep.
Like it's happening already. But like I said, bitch got promoted 18 hours later. Hey, you going to the Middle East?
You know? Hey, but you brought it on yourself.
Yeah, me too, bitch.
Yeah,
Me too.
Well, you too.
Women rights. Women rights.
I don't know if it was Trump or Barack Obama. One of them actually lowered the standards of what the requirements to actually be put in the military. You know what I'm saying?
About
So
like
they could,
the test for like
that, the weight and all that, and you know, the mile run and everything. They like really lowered the standards for getting people into the damn military, man. So I mean, they about to start taking, you know, they're gonna be bringing homosexuals back in there again too.
Oh, they already
Oh,
got
yeah,
it. What you mean?
I thought Trump might have stopped that.
Nah, he ain't stopping.
They bringing it back.
They got
One way or another.
transsexuals.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a brother just in an article, they got transsexual animals, transsexual dog. The first military transsexual dog, man.
What?
So it's gonna come a point where they gonna say,
No, they
retards
don't,
over
bro.
there, man.
You gotta send that
They
shit.
just gonna start sending bodies over there, man. Get rid of these niggas, man. Because ultimately, that's what the elites want. They want to get rid of people, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
the
they,
guys don't.
hey, whoever can stand on 2 feet, send them over there. We got nothing to worry about. They not finna send us over there. The last thing Esau gonna do is put us in their military, all right, and send us over there.
And you can read about that in the book of Exodus. And come let us deal wisely with them unless, you know, they multiply and we go to war and they be on our enemy side. They already know our mindset, man. We praying for this place to be destroyed. The last thing they want us to do is be in the military like, hey, Russia, we right here. They got our coordinates. They over there. Fuck them all up, man. They don't want us over there.
First of all, we're the biggest threat to America because what? We got the truth. So the last thing they're gonna do is put us in their army. You don't put people that are committing so-called treason, you know, in your military. You know?
Not wise.
And all we're doing is reading the scriptures, but they not gonna do that. But going back to that scripture the brother just read, man, it said that the women are gonna the widows, right, the daughters. There's a lot of these young little girls. That's why these martial law troops and these UN troops, they're gonna have a field day with these women, cause there ain't gonna be nobody there to defend them for the majority part, man. Not every man's gonna get sent off, but a lot of them will be, you know.
Finish it up. And their husbands shall perish of famine.
Perish of famine, you know, going into the, you know, world war again too, you know, as far as all the budget going to the military also too. If I'm at war with you, I'm not finna be sending trading and
18-wheelers ain't finna be moving around.
We ain't finna be sending no cargo. I'm at war with these people. I'm gonna send them a bunch of cheese and milk and
astronaut food,
yeah, like, come on.
toothpaste.
Tube shit.
all the shipment is gonna stop.
All right?
Straight.
And nobody's gonna be because remember, America's an import country.
Import, yep.
And in the midst of World War III, nobody's gonna ship nothing to America. That's why Germany, like the brother said, that's why Germany was going. There was so many people were starving because nothing was coming in.
Yep.
All right, and the same thing is gonna happen to America, man.
Yep. That's why you got a lot of these upper elites stocking up on shit. You know, in bunkers. And
That's why you got
whatnot.
doomsday preppers, because they
Yeah.
deep down inside they feel something in their spirit, because they know what's coming, man. That was it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is back in Joel chapter 3 verse 12.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to precept off of that because you're talking about the women, right? And in the morning, right, going into that war, real quick, Isaiah 14 and 22, it says, for I will raise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, and the nephew, saith Yahweh. So, hey, going right back into that, they're going to be going into war over there, man, but they're going to all be cut off, man. Leaving it left to basically just the women that's going to be left over here, all right, going into what? That basically, save for the elites of the Edomites, they're going to all pretty much be cut off, man. All right, that's just going to be the end all be all for them until they get back into the kingdom and be brought back through their elites and then put into slavery for 1,000 years. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, not the only, but there's gonna be men out here, but they're only. It's gonna be a lot of little kids and shit, but they're gonna be bashed to death anyway. So, you know, they're gonna starve to death. You know, little. I'm talking about little boys. You know, they not finna draft a 5-year-old boy. You know,
It's just a bunch of homeless people out here.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably be rounded up too, though. The only people I don't see getting rounded up is straight up serial killers. You know,
The American government will put them in
They
some
say
camp.
felons.
Yeah.
They say felons can't be in the military.
yeah, exactly. A dude that committed mass murder is not finna. They're not finna put a gun in his hands. who knows what he would do, you know. But this is back in Joel chapter 2, verse 12, because this is
3 verse 12?
two precepts the brother just read. This is why that's going to be happening. This is Joel 3 and 12. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full.
The press is full, right? What? And what you do in the wine press, you go down and you just start stepping, so it's full, it's ready, you know? Hey, and like I say, wars and rumors of wars. All of them ain't there yet. This is what we get into, man. It's leading up to all the troops going down there. All right, go ahead.
Says the fats overflow, for the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near in the valley of decision.
Yep. So, hey, over there in the Middle East, man, that's the valley of decision, man, where the Lord is going to sit back to judge all the heathen round about. Okay? So that's what we're waiting on, because the Lord has to pay back all these nations, not just Esau, Edom. All these nations, man, gotta get that recompense off of what they did to the children of Israel. Go ahead.
You got some more on that?
I got something else. What you got?
Isaiah 34.
Okay, that's what I got.
Go ahead.
I got it. This is Isaiah 34 and 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations.
Yep. So the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, man. So you so-called white people not really special. You Edomites, you're not special. The Lord's gonna bring judgment on all nations, man. So all your heathen friends, man, they're gonna be right along with you. Okay? All y'all gonna get down there and judge, because ultimately what it's gonna go into, once the Lord gather you all down there and y'all get to shooting and doing all that stuff, 2nd Ezra 13, man. All right, if somebody want to get that, in the spirit, once we get to it, somebody can get 2nd Ezra 13, because once all the nations go to fight, that's when the Lord.
And real quick before you bring that out, the reason the Lord is doing that, gathering all the nations, is because all the nations, like the brother said, all the nations had part in our downfall, pursuing that Psalms 83, man. All the nations had us in captivity. They all called us bywords and proverbs, man. And to this day, all these other nations, they still look down upon us, man. So guess what? The Lord is going to bring down all these nations, man. Yep. And rightfully so. Go ahead. Well, let me read this again, and then you read that. This is Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. Go ahead and read that.
All right. This is Zephaniah chapter 3. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8.
So this is what these nations need to hear. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation.
Yep, it's righteous anger. All right, go ahead.
Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my mouth.
This is back in Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
So it already happened, man. Prophesied. The prophets saw it like, damn. He destroyed all the nations, man. It's gonna be a straight bloodbath. But in the midst of that war, if nobody else don't got nothing else, I'm gonna.
I got more on that.
That's meaty there.
All right, yeah, I didn't know if you continue. Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is back in Isaiah 34, verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
And the breakdown of that is, it's gonna be so many dead bodies that it ain't gonna be no American flag wrapped up in a triangle. And you know, you get
Bringing the troops
yeah,
home.
Yeah, you get two
You get
little
sent to
soldiers.
your wife and
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Two soldiers knock on your door, then they got a flag and they break the bad news to you. Nah.
Give the wife a purple medal and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
It's gonna be no purple medals out there.
None of that, man. 'Cause
Not enough.
And that's so like real quick. That's speaking about out there in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because there ain't gonna be no carcasses in America. It's gonna be fire
Wiped out.
in America.
Yeah, wiped out. Complete dust.
Yep. So, hey, because the Lord also, what he say, promised the fowls of the air
Yep.
a feast, man. You know, ain't gonna be down there having a good, you know. They eat a lot of eyeballs. That's the first thing they grab. Them eyeballs, the soft part. You eat the eyeballs, pluck your tongue out.
Hey, the fowls will have a feast for a little bit until the missiles drop in America, you know. And there's gonna be a lot of carcasses out here until the weapons of the Lord's indignation drop, you know.
Come on, man.
I got that here.
Okay. The feet.
This is Isaiah chapter 13. And it say, I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, and everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Skipping on down to verse 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. You know, those Medes going into the Russians. And a good example, it said, they shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Good example of that. What after that whole McGregor fight, when McGregor fought that Russian Khabib, they said he said, man, they can't pay me. They can't nobody give me enough money. I want to fight that dude again. You know, he didn't, and he's a Russian. You know, just a quick example of the spirit that's getting put on these Russians, man. They ain't gonna give it. They ain't nobody gonna. No amount of money is gonna get these devils off of these devils.
Can't pay them off.
Okay?
Yeah.
But it says, that was verse 17. Verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Okay? And that's talking about over here in America, man. When those military troops come over here, those bows talking about them guns, man. They're gonna come over here and they're gonna lay everybody down. The young men, like the brother said, all that's gonna be left over here is gonna be women and little kids and you know, young men that ain't able to go to the wars.
Yeah, unable.
And of course those people that are just older people, and you know, there's gonna be some other people out here.
Escape the draft.
But what? Yeah, escape the draft somehow.
Hiding.
You know, felons, stuff like that. They're gonna get laid out here, man. You know, they just gonna be dumped, like the brother was saying. You know, that was the point. Just wanted to hit that real quick.
Somebody else.
If it got something to do with what he just read, go ahead.
Yep,
brother.
yep.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 9:4, and Yahweh Bashmiel Shai said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of them that sigh and cry for all the abominations to be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, nor have ye pity. And what is that talking about? It's talking about Jerusalem, man. Our which is a people before us a place. So 2/3 of our people, they gonna get smitten, man. When martial law is taking place, all right, 2/3 of our people, they gonna get ran through. Why? Because they don't have the mark of exemption, man. And that's why we out here to ultimately comfort them by the words of Yahweh Shemi outside, but they don't want to receive the word of the Lord. You know?
So they're gonna be gone down in the streets.
That's right.
Or whatever the Lord got for them, man. All right, or just shipped out to the Middle East. You know?
Yeah, that's another way.
Yeah. All right, going back to Isaiah 34, and I'll read 3. Well, I didn't finish 3. I'll read 3 again. It says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. And that's why the elite's first job is going to be to bury dead bodies, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Because those bodies let loose gases and shit, poisonous.
It's gonna reek.
That flesh, so they gotta put that shit away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It says, and you know, once you put it back in the earth, it's pretty much like fertilizer because the elements go back into the earth. You know.
Yep. It breaks down.
It says
all that blood gonna get back in the earth and it's gonna.
Because what the blood is required of the prophets. So all them, all conclude 2/3 of our people, and the rest of the heathens, what they have killed the prophets. They've mocked the prophets, so now their blood is required for our blood. So what? Their blood is gonna be shed on the earth too.
Hey, I was gonna say real quick, in America, Jake's blood was spilled over here. In know what I'm saying? And so Esau blood is going to be required on this side, right? This place is going to be turned to the lake of fire. The Middle East is where all the wars begin. Everybody's blood is over there, man. So guess what? That's where it all begins. So where it's going to all end at over there as well, too, man. That's why all nations being brought over here, man. To cleanse everything going to be cleansed off of that, man.
That's why it's the valley of decision, man.
Con.
The Lord's judgment over there, right? It says, the mountains shall be melted with their blood. Verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
And that's talking about a nuclear explosion.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The mushroom clouds, as some may say. Go ahead.
And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
And that's that nuclear missile, man. When you see it going up into the sky, and then it comes down, man, the sword of the Lord shall be bathed in heaven. That's why pursuing Isaiah 54 and 16. So I have created the smith, all right, that above the coals in the fire. I have created the waster to destroy. That's the sword of the Lord. Go ahead.
It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
And that going to Revelations, the third part of men. What is that, 9? If I'm not mistaken, 9. All right, the third part of men, all right, which would be the wicked upon Idumea, people who's the Lord's curse on forever. So the destruction is really for Esau, Edom.
Yeah. And Idumea is talking about America, but the people of his curse is talking about Esau as a whole.
Yep.
You know, because you got Idumeans outside of America,
Yep.
you know, but America as a whole is going to be completely destroyed with what? What's going to make the heavens roll like a scroll, you know?
That sword, yeah.
Yep. Weapons of his indignation.
Yep, there it is.
This is verse 6. This is Isaiah 34, verse 6. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats. With the
blood of lamb and goats, man. When you think about the goats, as I say in the Danes, that goat, Grecians, so-called white people, lambs, it's twofold. You get the Galar people too. They gonna die too, Israelites, man. The sword of the Lord gonna be filled with lambs and goats. Okay, go ahead.
Because that's the main characters of the scriptures, you know? The lamb and the goat.
Yeah, because Isaiah, Matthew 24, he said he shall separate the nations as a shepherd separate the sheep from the goat. All right.
It says, for Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
So it's going to be a great slaughter, man, in the land of Idumea. Like your brother says, talk about America, but Idumea as a whole are all Edomites. All right, Edom. You know? That's it on that?
Yeah, that was it on that.
All right, we'll get that one. All right, because in the midst of this Third World War, all right, which one? This one? I believe it's this one. Yeah. The Lord is going to appear, all right, in what you call UFO, what the world didn't call UFOs, but chariots in the scriptures. The Lord is going to appear among all the nations, man, and he gonna shoot laser beams at them, all right. In the midst, is the first Independence Day, Will Smith, right?
Hell yeah, my shit.
They gonna be at war with each other. Then they gonna see the so-called aliens. Then they gonna start shooting up at the aliens. They gonna stop fighting each other and start shooting up at the Lord, man. And the Lord just gonna come through with his host and just go through and just start obliterating them.
That's why Trump. Well, not Trump, but that's why he's finishing it off. The Space Force. And who was it? Reagan said that if foreign invaders were to come, that all the nations would have to come together.
Yep.
And before you read that, let me read it in Revelation first, and then you get that. This is a Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth. It's like, where am I at? I think, okay, so like 7. Let me start at 7. Yeah, kind of. All right, this is Revelation 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there found, so like neither was their place found anymore in heaven.
Yep. So hey, Michael gonna come too. That's something that
Daniel chapter 12.
Yep, Daniel. That's something that like the brother said, he's gonna read in Revelation first, because Ezra don't mention that. Well, passage don't mention Michael, coming down and fighting too. Just mention really mainly how it's shot. That's why it's a Bible. It's a collection of books. Because one book got a piece. One book got a piece that this book don't. So you gotta get the whole picture. All right. Oh shit, Michael's gonna be there too. The angels.
Yeah.
Michael's gonna come because Michael probably like the head general up there with the angels. So one of the archangels. So he gonna have angels underneath him, ready for war too, and they gonna be going at it with whoever got aircrafts, whoever gonna be coming up, gonna be shot. Hey, where you got land, you got the sea.
They're gonna try to shoot missiles at their chariots.
Yeah, exactly. They did it in that movie.
They doing it today. They try to. I remember.
Oh yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
Chariots,
half a year ago.
The chariot was just chilling.
Yep. Hey, and another thing too, I don't know if you saw that. It's the old video where the missile was shot off and then the chariot came by and shot like.
Oh yeah, that's an old one. Yeah.
Yeah, it shot like some beams at it.
Yeah.
Now think about it. That it was like going at 15,000 miles an hour.
And he going around it, like you doing donuts around the bitch.
He did donuts around it. He hit it, beam.
Hit with a beam.
And
took off. Deactivated it.
And you got some military generals, that they have claimed that the nukes started countdowns and shit, and then just all of a sudden stopped.
Yep.
Everything like that, man. The angels of the Lord did that, man. And guess how they coming back? The same way the Lord's coming back, man, in the chariots.
Hey, they showed the exact scene in X-Men Apocalypse, man.
Yeah, kind of.
Where old boy started fucking with their moms and had them turn the keys. Like, hey, they turn the keys. Who's doing it? They're turning them. Who's in control of them? Hey, that's the Lord.
All got shut off.
Yeah. Hey, but the scripture also say that this is the Lord's weapons of his indignation, man. They're gonna fulfill his will, man. That's the Lord's tools and his weapons,
that's
man.
What the brother was talking about.
Yeah, that's
war.
Yeah, no more wars. That's a serious movie clip, man, right there.
I think it ended up getting taken down, of course, because the copyright shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have to put a bunch of watermarks over it or something. Yeah.
So in the midst of this war, man, they're gonna be fighting against the chariots. Chariots is gonna be doing numbers on it, man. We know how it's gonna go. Go ahead. Oh, you gotta take me instead of your phone. Say your battery.
Oh, I got one more Baba shot. Before you go into that, this is this is setting up the stage for that ultimate, because that goes in. This is Revelation 19:19, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the throne and against his army.
Yep.
The host, he's not the Lord of hosts.
Yep.
All right, the Lord's coming with his army, and then it said that the beast, which is you should know who the beast is, and the kings, the other nations as well, are gonna come up against the one that sat on the throne and his army. So it's gonna be the world against the Lord, and his army. Which, Lord will, we hope to be part of that army,
Straight.
Jeremiah 51
and 20, that
is
real.
Yeah, Ezekiel 25.
Hey, Lord's will, we the man will be the infantry. Leviathan will be the navy.
Yeah, kind.
You got the chariots to be that'd be the Air Force, man.
Hey, we like Lord's will. The elect's gonna be like the what do they call them? The special ops or special forces?
Yeah.
At the top of the line.
Navy SEALs. Yeah.
And really, because when we start, like they say, the Marines are the first to fight, and we've been warring with this world, man. We're doing a spiritual war right now.
Exactly. We in the front lines.
Yep.
We out here on the face, man. This is the battlefield right here, so it already started. Because it started spiritually first. All right, the war against good and evil. It's a spiritual war first, and we out here, we already done started, man. So Lord's will, hey man, we be those men to partake in the actual, the physical getting down and dirty. All right. Go ahead.
So 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 2. 2nd Esdras 13, verse 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Ooh. Hey, if somebody can get that in Psalms, where the chariots of the Lord is thousands.
68. 68.
It's 68?
Yeah.
All right.
15. 24 narrative where it says, "You shall be seen with his glory and his angels."
Con. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Anyone, read again.
2nd Esdras chapter 13,
Hey, let me know when anybody gets it.
and verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Bro, that sounds so cold.
That sound dope,
Like
dog.
strong. He come through like
Flexing.
that power.
Flexing,
man,
dog.
like, woo. Oh boy, I know he. Hey, I feel he gonna be ready, man.
That shit gonna be dope,
Outside,
dog.
man. You know, wax strong. Go ahead.
And
Come on.
when he
Oh,
turned
no. Never mind.
his countenance
You got
to
it?
look,
Yeah.
You got it up?
Yeah, Psalms.
All right, yeah, get that real quick. Yeah.
Psalm 68 verse 17, the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is among them,
Yep.
as in Sinai in the holy place.
Yep. So, hey, the Lord coming with that host, man. All right?
Right.
You think you see one little,
Little dot,
chariot
yeah.
dot here and there, oh, I saw a UFO. And, man, when the
Dog.
sky is going to be filled, oh, it's going to be a glorious day, man.
Son.
Real quick, that precept the brother quoted I got right here, and I'll go into one of these words here. It says Matthew 24 verse 30. It says, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." And you go into that word, it's either power or glory. It goes into host.
Oh, see?
So
Armies.
you come-
Yeah.
what's the host though? The chariots.
Yeah.
All right. Which are gonna be thousands and thousands, man. They're gonna come. It's that every eye shall see him, man. The whole sky is gonna be filled with chariots, man. Or
All over the world.
UFOs, so you simpletons can understand out here. All right.
Hey, Hush. What was the
It's
precept?
Matthew 24 and 30. Yep.
That's a sick one.
That was it on that. Yeah.
And back to the meat and potatoes.
this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, and verse 3. "And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that
Yep.
were seen
and that's
under
backing
him."
up the scriptures. The brother just read, man. All things looked and trembled that was seen under him. Because, they're not going to be expecting that, bro. Their whole life, they've been programmed to think, oh, there's aliens and
Martians,
reptilians, and whatnot, like little green men. But, hey, man, because every time people see the chariots, they bug out. They bug out every time, man. Every time you say, oh, my God, what is that? What is that? Yeah, but when they actually they're present and you're not wondering it, or is it one, or that's why they call it UFO.
Yeah, unidentified.
Unidentified.
Yeah.
But when it's just sitting there and you actually see it shooting laser beams and stuff, and you see it bringing forth destruction.
You see the Lord.
Yeah, you see the Lord standing on it.
You're gonna piss yourself.
Because when they come, when you do see them see chariots, you don't see them busting up buildings and they in order.
They make appearances.
Yeah, they make appearances.
Cameos.
That's
Come in
it,
and come
man.
out. Yeah. And you said something too. You said that these people they get they look at them and they start bugging out. That's why the scripture says in like Jeremiah 10 says, don't be dismayed at the side of the heavens like the heathens is.
Yeah, I got a precept for you too.
Hey, real quick,
Go ahead, brother.
speaking on what the brother's speaking about when the nation's starting to mourn when they see all of this. A lot of these troops, they super proud because they look at the technology that they got. Oh, we got F-35 fighter jets. They super fast. They stealth. We got nuclear missiles, right? So when you look at the movie Independence Day, like what the brother reading through, right? It's basically where they get that Independence Day movie from, right? But the first time when they had that little first battle or whatnot, they was trembling, they was scared, but Will Smith was like, nah, fuck that, we got this, right? They was like, oh, hit them with some nukes. They was all proud, fuck yeah, we're gonna hit them with some nukes.
It didn't
So
do
they shot
shit.
the nuke off and that nuke hit that damn force field, they're like, oh shit, our strongest weapon is just
It said target.
Obsolete.
It's like target remains.
yeah,
Target
it's still
remains.
there. And then all of a sudden the ship opened up and then thousands of little ships come out. Then they start trembling because their pride, like you can read, I believe, in the book of Isaiah, all right, where it says that they trust in Egypt because they got many chariots, man. They depended on their military equipment because they think of all the equipment that they got. Oh, we got the superior this, we got radar, we can see that, we got AI stuff, we got drones. Hey, but none of that, hey, the Lord put the spirit on y'all to get all that shit to somewhat make it a fight with what he got, man. You see what I'm saying? But you put your trust in your military equipment, but once you see, a nuclear bomb don't do nothing to these chariots and nothing like that, they still coming. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit, because America got a huge arsenal of tanks. They got the most tanks, the most planes, the most everything. But it's gonna be nothing like the scripture saying, man. They're gonna be dealing with these damn chariots, man. All right, and none of the chariots you're not gonna shoot down no chariot, bro. That's not gonna happen.
It's like that movie Belly. You wanna war with me?
Yeah.
You wanna rock with me?
But read that again with the last verse you read, and then I'll bring it up.
2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 3. "And I beheld, And lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
Oh, okay.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him.
All right, so here's a precept to go with that, because it said that they trembled, right? This is Revelation 1 and 7. Eating that train. This is Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen.
All eyes.
So like the scripture brother just read, man, the people are gonna be trembling. They're gonna be wailing, man. The scripture tell you that people's hearts fell in them from fear. But trust me, when right now, like brother was saying, people bug out when they see 1, 2 chariots. Imagine when the sky is full of them. Imagine when they see the Father shit, man. And they're not coming to do a drive-by. They're coming to just sit there and bring destruction, man. Because at the same time that this is happening, man, it's going to be in the midst of nothing but chaos, World War III, missiles being shot through the skies, man.
I got one.
You got it.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I'm just saying.
on that.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Read it again.
Yeah. Keep reading on to that.
2nd Esdras chapter 13
Yep.
and verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'll read it again. 2nd Esdras 13 and verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth,
Yep.
all they burned that heard his voice.
Yep. So it's talking about the laser beams, man. All right.
All you gonna hear.
Yep. War of the Worlds is a good example of that. You know, and also too, when they was on top of that building,
Oh yeah,
Independence Day?
Independence Day, and it was welcome
Take
home,
us with us.
Take us with you. Then that shit open. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
It's
all the light.
That shit.
So retards
Saw
up
that
there.
little ball charge up like that right there, and that bitch said.
Boom, quick work.
Hey, that building looked just like that one too. Like the shape of it, shape of like a round building like that. Then that shit said.
I forgot what the sign said.
Yeah,
It was funny.
welcome home or some shit.
Yeah, it's right.
Welcome
Yeah.
back. Some shit.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that's gonna be taking place. You got something real quick? You wanna
Well,
say something?
yeah, I wanted to add on to right where you read the next verse. I got a precept right after that.
Well, you got something first? Yeah.
All right, I get this one. All right. It's Habakkuk 3 and 1. It says the prayer, Habakkuk 3 and 1. The prayer of Habakkuk, the prophet, upon Shigionoth. All right, I don't know how to pronounce that. But it says, "O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid." All right, because we're referring back to Habakkuk 2, that he may run and read this, seeing all these things. Like, oh shit, I want to be saved from that, right? It says, "O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years, and in the midst of the years make known in wrath, remember mercy." God came from Timon, and the Holy One from the Mount of Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens.
Hey, didn't we read in Matthew 24? He coming with his power. What did it say? Power and his glory.
Yep.
Yep.
His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness, did it not say the shall destroy?
Brightness of his coming.
Brightness of his coming. Y'all brothers on
It's
it.
quick. It said the earth is full of His praise.
Yep.
Because the men of the Lord and those that believe, they're gonna see it.
Yeah, because look, what happens when we see one chariot?
But it's
Oh, Lord, Yahweh.
So imagine when the chariots fill the sky, man.
Yeah. Oh my
You're gonna
God.
hear the men of the Lord throughout the earth, man. Hey, what happened with Jericho? You know,
Well,
they started chanting.
yeah.
They started, chanting, giving praise to the Most High, and the wall fell, man. And at that instant, this place is gonna collapse, man. Praises of the Heavenly Father, chariots up in the sky, man. You know, the whole earth is gonna feel the vibrations of the whole Heavenly Father, man, when He returns, man. Not only in sight, man, but in spirit. You know, these people are gonna feel a certain vibration in the air, not only from seeing the chariots, man, but feeling the praises of the Heavenly Father, man. You know?
Good, bro.
Khan. So back in Habakkuk, it says, God came from Timon, the Holy One from Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the
Which is
earth.
hosts.
Khan. Yep.
Go ahead.
His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand. So we're going to go into that word horn. And the Hebrew word is koran. All right? And the definition is, it's a horn of strength, all right? But the point is F, rays of light.
Laser beams.
Laser beams.
What it say?
Rays of light.
So you
Horns.
can
It say horns came out of his hands. So rays of light. And that's what laser beams is, concentrated fire. You know? Fire just concentrated into one.
Yeah, I gotta build your spirit. I gotta build your faith.
And I got a
like that.
precept. Are you done? Is that it on that? the definition?
Just finish. Yeah, that was it on definition.
Okay. And then I'm gonna bring out an example of that horn or the rays of light. Go ahead.
Okay. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the hiding of his power before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. All right. So the horns came out of his hands. You know, so-called laser beams. Go ahead.
Which talking about out of the chariots, the so-called UFOs, what this world calls, which are the chariots of the Lord. All right. So I'm gonna read a couple precepts. Just bear with me. There's gonna be some good points here. This is Psalms chapter 18. All right, Psalms 18. This is the book of Psalms chapter 18, verse 6. Psalms 18:6. It reads, "In my distress," this is King David speaking. Yeah, 2 Samuel. Yep. "In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled." Remember, didn't now we read that the people trembled under him, right? So this is talking about the same thing that these people saw in 2 Ezra 13. This is the same thing that King David is speaking about now. It says, "Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it."
Look at
That
that.
sound like 2 Ezra 13.
Yep.
You know, out of his mouth pursued fire.
God, it's gonna get better though. For you brothers, this is the one you want to write down if you haven't already. It says, "He bowed the heavens also and came down, and darkness was under his feet, and he rode upon a cherub," which in Hebrew, I believe, is marakah, meaning a
Chariot,
you
yeah.
know? It says, "And did fly, yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness," that like the brother just read in that Habakkuk, "at the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire." Here's the point that I wanted. "Yahweh also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them. And he shot out arrows." I'll go back. I'll read it again. Yeah, these arrows ain't talking about the missiles.
Yeah, them arrows that scattered. If you want to picture it in your mind, think of lightning.
Well,
How it's
Yeah, you can get
calm down, brother, calm down.
Easy.
It says, verse 13 again. "And Yahweh also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightning and discomforted them." So when you go into that word lightning, it says it means smite. He killed them. So those laser beams, like the brother said, those arrows, all right. It was a technical airstrike, man,
Projectiles.
and it killed him. All right.
Some Thor type shit.
Yeah.
That was it on the point I wanted.
And one thing you said, you read in there, it said, it made the earth tremble. And you was reading Habakkuk 3, and I think somewhere in there it says, like, what did the mountains do? Or you know, you know what I'm talking about? It says something in there. Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, you mad at the rivers? Damn, you done fucked everything up. That's some huge destruction that's gonna come.
Exactly. Yeah, that was it on that. You want to get that point, and then we'll go back to the second answer.
Con, this is we grab. So you said something in there. This is Psalms 46. We start at verse 2, and we'll jump over to 6. Psalms 46 and verse 2. It says, Therefore will not we fear, though the earth be removed, and though the mountains be carried into the midst of the sea, and though the waters thereof roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with swelling thereof." Salah. All right, so let me jump down to verse 6, because this is all going into the same thing, all right? So you can read, like, the precept to this is Psalms 2, about the heathens raging, all right? And the thing that they talking about, going into World War III, who gonna rule next? You know, they seen Esau about to fall, And you read in Psalms 2, you know, they be like, oh, we gonna reign next, but Yahweh Shai basically coming in to reign, right? So going back to verse 6, Psalms 46:6, it says, the heathens raged, the kingdoms were moved, he uttered his voice, the earth melted. Yahweh of hosts is with us, the power of Jacob is our refuge, Salah. Come behold the works of Yahweh, what desolation he hath made in the earth. He maketh wars to cease unto the ends of the earth. He breaketh the bow and cutteth the spear and sunder. He burneth the chariots in fire. It says, be still and know that I am Yahweh. I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted among the earth. Hey, so ultimately, like going into, you know, World War III and these heathens jockeying for position, who gonna rule next, man? The Lord coming, he gonna send Yahweh Shai back with them chariots, like the brothers is going into. Hey, man, when he uttered his voice, everything started melting up under him, man. Putting them back into subjection, man. All right, this is what's gonna wind up happening, man, when them chariots come back and start burning these people up, man. All right?
And that's all in the midst of this third world war, man. So this is what we speaking about. This is in the near future. You know, it ain't something that's gonna happen. The war gonna start, then we're gonna have to wait another year.
Later. Decades and shit later. 100 years.
That's why we so happy about this war brewing up, because we know that's when the Lord, he's gonna come right in the midst, bro.
Because it ain't gonna be like World War I or World War II, where it was a drawn out war. Because I'm talking about like when shit really got going in World War I or World War II. It was like what, 4 years, 5 years. This war ain't gonna be 4 or 5 years, man.
1 hour.
You know, When them
Once
nukes
really
fly,
start, really
and when them if you see the chariots fill the sky, you best believe the missiles are on their way.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the cap. That's the cap on it. Cherry on top.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, back at verse 4. 2nd Ezra 13 and 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Hey, going back what the brother just read, man. You know?
Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Yep, so from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. One precept I can think of off the top is Revelation 17, where it said they shall make war with the Lamb. All right, that's off top. That's the one I can think of. But all nations came, like they say, oh, we got to come together to fight this, man. All right, they're gonna take the tension off themselves, and they're gonna be like, that's a greater threat. All right, go ahead.
And real quick, if a brother can find it real quick in Revelation, where it says there was the man that stood on the land. The land and the sea. 1 foot on the.
Yeah, I think that's 10.
Yeah, with the rainbow.
Yeah, I think that's 10.
1 foot on the land and 1 foot on the sea. Because that's talking about Yahweh Shai. And that's talking about him being on the chariots, because that's how big his chariot is going to be, which is what we're going to get into. It's going to be over the sea and over the land. You know, so here when it said in Revelation 5, or Salak, in 2nd Ezra 13 and 5, when it said to subdue the man that came out of the sea, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. But we'll go ahead and get that.
This is Revelation 10 and 1. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, talking about the lights on the chariots, you know. All right, it says, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire, which is talking about the landing gear, you know, what do you call it?
Landing gear.
That little center.
I got it for you.
Nah, talking about the actual landing gear.
Yeah, it's a pure. Yeah.
That's how it was part in the water and part in the sea.
Go ahead. I got it.
All right, it says, in his feet as pillars of fire, and he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea and his left foot on the earth.
See? Just to back that up, to show you that who that man that was on the sea talking about Yahweh Shai, you know?
So,
yeah, there you go.
Prop or support.
Yep. Bring it up.
Yep, so the Greek. Stulos, all right?
Like a stool.
Yep. Exactly, it sounds like stool, yep. So that word, the definition there, when it say pillars, right? A prop or support. So when it says feet, you know, stood half on land and sea, that's the proper support, like the brother said, the landing gear to support the ship.
Perfect example is look at the stand. You see?
Yep.
The tripod,
This would be the chariot, and these would be the support. Yeah.
Tripod, yeah.
Yep. So going back in this 2nd Ezra 13, verse 6. 2nd Ezra 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
Yep. So the chariot, he looked as if he said, "Dang, he took a mountain. He took an actual mountain, and he started flying upon it."
I don't know if you can see.
Damn.
Hey, you got a light real quick?
Go ahead.
You got to start.
But it shows.
Okay, you can see it? Okay. Now, I just want to show an example of it. Yeah, you can see it here.
Yeah.
All right. And then this one, too, you know.
Yeah.
Just while the brother reads it. Go ahead, Go ahead.
You can't see the beginning or the end.
Hey, just comparison real quick. Imagine that building flying. It's gonna be bigger than that building.
It's gonna be like a mountain.
Really? Yeah, like come on, really? Like that's huge, bro.
Okay, you
Go ahead. But bigger than that though.
I was gonna say the movie Independence Day, the very first time they see that chariot, I don't know if we had a picture on one of those, but the very first time you see that chariot, it take up from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen. Your whole peripheral vision is from one side to the other side. So just imagine something from one side to the other side.
Yeah, when Will Smith come out the house and he's looking up, he's like, what the?
Yeah, you see him riding through traffic and everybody just stopping because the whole sky from one side to the other side is completely filled with the chariot.
Just think of those cumulonimbus clouds, those big as thunder clouds. Those things are humongous. Imagine that being a ship.
Well, and the reason it's gonna be like, because if let's say he's like next to the moon, you're gonna be able to see the whole shit. But say the chariots are legally gonna enter into the atmosphere. Into the heavens.
Yeah.
So what? Like if you're standing in front of Mount Everest, 50 feet away from Mount Everest, you can't see the beginning or the end of it, right?
No
So
way.
just like the mountain, you ain't gonna be able to see. That's why it's referring to it as a mountain, you know?
Or the second Independence Day.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
So I would have seen where he took this mountain from. Like if he literally took a mountain out of the ground and cut it and started flying it, I would have seen where he took it from, because it would have been a big space missing. Like, damn, what happened to that mountain? But he could not. Go ahead.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him.
So everybody, all the nations that we spoke about, gathered together thinking they finna, come defeat the Lord. Go ahead.
Were sore afraid.
Were sore afraid, because it's something they never seen before. All right?
And yet durst fight.
But they did fight. They fought anyway. The Lord put the spirit on them to fight, man.
Just like in Independence Day, the first one.
Still charging.
You know, they still went to war. They were all getting zapped up in the sky. They were trying to send the bomb. You know, they had the bomb in the jet or the code. They were trying to put the virus into the ship. They were all just getting blasted away, and he just, bullshit. That ain't gonna happen. And I'm gonna say that ain't gonna happen when the Lord returns, man. Ain't no rogue ship just gonna pass all the laser beams and just get inside the chariot and blow it up from the inside.
Nah, dog.
Or go on a suicide mission and go into
Or Esau gonna steal one of the Fuck out of here.
Hey, but it's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, it was a dope movie.
Wishful thinking.
Verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came up, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
God. So, metaphorically speaking, because the scriptures speak about rays coming out of his hand, so meaning it was effortlessly. He didn't lift up.
He had to lift a barely lift a finger.
Effortlessly, man. That's how easy it's going to go. Ahead.
Verse 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest.
Yep.
So that chariot just zapped his ass. Zapped him, man.
Zapping everybody.
Blew them away, beat them to powder.
Yep.
Verse 11, and they were all, just like the movie World of Wars. When they get zapped, what happens? Dust. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke.
That's heavy, bro. An innumerable multitude, and just look, it's nothing but dust left.
One shot.
Man.
Just dust falling
That's
on people.
power.
Yeah.
Hey,
People falling on people.
a real life example that you all witnessed in 9/11, man. All right, you had all that tons of concrete, all that metal, all the wood, all the paper, all the thousands of people that was in them buildings, man. Within 8 seconds, they was all turning to dust, man, and smell of smoke, man. You see the people that was surviving, they was covered in all these bodies, man. That's what it's gonna be like when the Lord come back with these chariots, man, and start zapping these motherfuckers out here, man.
That's
All
right.
you're gonna be turning to dust and the smell of smoke, man. That's all that's gonna be left, man. All right, you know, Iran and them be talking about, oh, we're gonna turn this bitch into a nuclear pile of ash, man. But the Lord coming back, hey, man, them chariots in an instant, like you just read, man, in an instant, an innumerable multitude turned into a pile of dust, man. And if you don't believe that, just look at 9/11, man. That was a so-called earthly attack over there, man. That happened with that shit, man. And metal, you gotta think about all the steel and the pipes and shit that was in them buildings, man.
Melted.
In 8 seconds, man, all turned, not even melted, they turned to dust, man. Dust, it turned to a pile of dust. Everybody was covered in that shit, man. Just like the brother was talking about the movie The World of Worlds, you know, that's an actual depiction of what they reading, but you can see it in real life in 9/11, man. So it's not far-fetched, man.
And that's fire. We're talking about concentrated light source that you ain't even seen yet.
Exactly. Esau claimed he got lasers. He got them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it
Not like
ain't
the
on.
Lord.
Yeah, it ain't
Like,
on.
he got lasers that can pop balloons and shit, and maybe, I'm sure he got lasers.
Yeah,
but-
He's got some shit.
like
Yeah.
the Lord got.
Yeah, he's got some shit.
Ray guns that
Yeah.
if a plane is flying, they can like fucking
Yeah.
concentrate at that. But
Oh,
it
yeah.
ain't on the level of the Lord.
It's perfected up there in the heavens.
And that's just energy, you know.
Concentrated.
Yeah,
light.
just coming from them. Like Esau gotta get technical with the shit, you know. Lord's
Technology.
just gonna do it, man.
It's like lightning.
Exactly. Yeah, ain't
Instant,
no technology
yeah.
with lightning. That's just come down.
Harness lightning,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Still in verse 11. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Yeah, so Ezra saw this and he was afraid, man. There's more on that?
Just a little bit. Verse 12. Afterward, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude.
They gotta be less.
Slack here.
Yep.
Into that?
It goes a little
Slack
bit. But that's pretty much the point there.
All right. So we pretty much trying to paint the picture to you, brothers, as far as when this war pops off. All right, what's gonna happen, man? We actually did a lot of edifying as far as missile capabilities and instruments, World War III like gear, and you should be able to get the picture by now, man. Shields and bucklers, missile defense systems, but what's going to happen. So, but before all those, if nobody don't got nothing, we get Revelation 13 and 16, before that war pops off, as we've been reiterating over and over again, especially Elder Apostle Har, that chip, has to be implemented, okay?
This is Revelation chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And many that would not worship the image of the beast to be killed, all right? We all know what the beast is. If you don't, EU and NATO, all right? But you getting that chip is a form of you worshiping that, man. You being a part of this system, that New World Order, exactly, man. Ordo Seclorum, the New World Order. That's why when they took the Twin Towers down, all right, that was a part of their enterprise. To take the 2 towers down, 2, and make it into 1. And then the height of that building is 1,776 feet. Exactly. Year they were established in 1776. But when that happened that year, they wasn't able to fulfill it the time they wanted to. So that was, exactly, on May 4th. So that was spiritual. Because the winds was very high that day, so they couldn't put that last piece on May 4th. So that show you back in Job where it say he disappointed their enterprise of the wicked. So he gonna disappoint that, man. You think you're gonna establish your new world order? It ain't gonna happen,
Yeah, for brothers that don't know, on the dollar bills, when you see the numbers in the Roman numbers, 1776, that ain't the year the Declaration of Independence was.
July 4th.
That ain't July 4th. That's talking about May 4th, the year the New World Order was established. That's when they they said it, you know, this government, this country does. We're gonna bring about this new world order.
That's why when they were cut the pioneers and all that, they called this the new world. They were coming to the new world.
Yeah, that's why, you know, like we're saying, Columbus, he was in search of what? The new world, right? You know?
Yeah, because Esau's been had this plan. You know, this ain't new.
Yeah.
It didn't start in 1776. You know, that's when the plan anyway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They put it on wax in 1776.
Kind.
Well, to show you, man, Esau ain't no different from all these other, you know, kingdoms that rule, man. Babylon, Nimrod tried it.
Fell. Because
No.
what happened? The Lord brought it down, just like He's gonna do Esau. Esau tries to copy everything the ancient Babylonians did. I'm talking about the Hamites, right?
And he's actually gonna fulfill it this time.
Yeah, thinking.
I can do it. You know?
That's how proud he is.
It looks good
He
too.
got the technology,
Yeah.
he got the power,
Well,
the sword, you know, he think he can do it.
It looked good for Nimrod and them too, because they were actually
We
building the
almost there,
town.
yeah.
Changed their languages up. You know, niggas don't know what the hell's going on. That's what happened with Esau, man. That's why I say come down to the dust over his daughter of Babylon, man. Because he gonna bring them to confusion, just like he brought them down to confusion when they tried to make one world order last time, you know.
We get that in Job 30 when he about to fill his river.
Job 20.
Job 2.
This is
I'll get this one first. This is Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
when you go into that word devices, it means plans. I forget the Hebrew word, but it means their imagination, their thoughts. Okay, and what the thought is that they're gonna rule the world. They're gonna control everything.
Same thing as devices, you know. The word device in the New Testament.
Yep, same thing. Yep, exactly.
Same word, man.
You know, which is what we're going into. That's what the whole purpose of the chip is. To control everything. It had to know what you do to control. If you want to fuck up, we're going to take your money. We can terminate your chip. But just like in that movie, what's that, Kingsman? The first one with Samuel Jackson?
Yeah.
Where they had a bunch of people with the chip in their heads and they could just cause it to explode and people just die out. Hey man, that's what these devils are going to try to do with these chips too, man. You know? Make that shit, you know, start vibrating and then all of a sudden your brain is cooked. He's cooked, you know?
Yeah.
Or release cyanide or some shit. Yeah.
Because Esau really, he's on some science fiction type shit, man. You know, that the chip is just that. If the Lord allowed him to go through with this shit, the chip, that's just the entry level of the transhumanism type shit that he wanted to do.
He's going to let him eat a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because right before he gets full, though, the Most High is going to take that plate away.
I'm talking as far as like years, like 10 years from now.
Kind.
Now, they really want you like really a cyborg.
Yeah, make
like,
you.
Like literally, like you have a whole exoskeleton and hooked to the back of your neck. And,
Right in the hospital. Do that shit in the hospital.
Like,
Yeah, as soon as you a baby.
Out, bro. Like,
Ain't
man.
going to be no 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying.
might not even be here more than 2 years. If that, you know?
Kind of chip implemented, man. Lord, we'll be only here for a couple weeks or a month.
You know what I'm saying?
Once that
Damn.
chip comes out, man, you better
Yeah, we're gonna see some.
tie that belt
Yeah.
on around your waist real tight and get ready.
For real.
The shit's gonna get the rolling then.
Because the Lord's not going to allow that, bro. Because then that way all of us be fucking chipped. If the Lord
Allows it.
If
Yeah.
the Lord didn't speed up the time,
Yeah.
we all be chipped, man. 'Cause either
Chip the
that,
dead.
Yeah,
Put the dead.
Put it down. And all of us, you know, we men of the Lord, none of us going to take it.
We ain't gonna
so they
take it.
Have to kill all of us. You know, so who he going to come back and save?
Mm-hmm. There can't be nothing else to
Nobody
say.
else to save. So the Lord is going to speed things up, man, when that chip is implemented.
Brother, still looking for that? Or?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
This is Job chapter 20. I'm going to start at 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Y'all got it? This is Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
That's when the four angels are going to let loose those wings, you know, and that destruction is going to come. It's going to come in an instant, and it's going to be so bad out here that like the scripture says, men's knees going to be like water. You You know, people just gonna be bugging the hell out until the missiles coming in. Once those missiles come, that day that the Lord has set for those missiles to come out, it's gonna be in an hour, man. It don't take but 30 minutes for missiles to get over here, man, from Russia. You know, let alone the ones that are already on these submarines that are out in the waters, man. You know.
All the missiles, like bro said, all the missiles not gonna be coming exactly from Russia. They got submarines. They got them shits everywhere, man. They mobile with the missiles.
Think about it, man. Russia got the most missiles on the whole planet. I think they got like what 4,000 missiles or nukes or some shit like that.
Way more
I thought
than
it was like
that. Way more than that.
7,000 something.
On
Yeah,
paper
they
they say about 12. On paper they say about 12,000, but it's way more than that.
Yeah, so whatever number that is, you know, you think they got that in one spot? No, man. Come on, they got them things spread out, man. You don't put your eggs in one basket. Esau tells you that. But going back to Revelation 13, this is Revelation 13 and 16. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, paragma, in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So everybody gonna be called to get this chip, man. And it's gonna be very easy to get you people to accept it, to lock this place down. Because once the money is gone, people gonna want to eat. They gonna want to make transactions. Like I was just telling the brother Palm early today. That's why they want to get rid of cash, because they can't track it. Because look, I can be buying a bunch of ammunition, tons of ammunition with cash, and nobody ever know. If it's cash privately, I'm on the side. Hey, you got some bullets or whatever? You know, I'm paying you. Before you know it, I got a whole damn army in my backyard. But if I ain't buy it with cash, you will never know. You know? Because if I go online and use my credit card, they be like, oh, this motherfucker just purchased an AK-47. He just purchased this amount of bullets. He just purchased this. He just purchased that. The FBI actually look at that type of shit, man. Right? Purchases made at a certain amount of dollars. Right? You spend a certain... They say on this Jake ass song, they say he spent so much money in Chanel, they wanted the CID, right? So he spent so much money there, they asked the CID, like, yo, this is documented. Because, you know, the IRS, anything, what, is over 10?
10,000.
Yeah,
10,000.
10,000?
9,999.
Exactly. And that's just what they tell you, right? Like they say, anything over 10 grand is reported to the IRS. But the thing is, they want to get rid of that cash. That way, all of them... Because if you read your dollar bill, it said for private debt, something like it's collected for private debt. So you can also pay off like private debt, you know?
Private debt note.
Yeah, private debt note. So like, you know, you have a quarrel with somebody, you know, you settle something on the side or you purchase something on the side. The government knows absolutely nothing about that. And that's what they want to cut out, you know, because it can't be tracked. That's why, like I was telling the brother, I remember it was a list. If you got this much amount of money, if you got this, you got that, you considered a terrorist. If you have this, you consider a terrorist. There's like, if you have over a certain thousand amount of dollars, you consider a terrorist.
They do that to Jake nowadays. Like, not nowadays. They've been doing that to Jake. If Jake got too much money in his pocket, they'd be like, well, where'd all this money come from? Mm-hmm. You get arrested. Matter of fact, they'll take your money, make you go down to the jail to go get it, man. You got a couple $100 on you in cash, whatever, whatnot. Well, what's all this here money for? They think that you drug dealing or whatever, whatnot, man. That's why they want to be able to control it to see whatever you're doing, so they can, you know, tax and watch everything that you got, man. Let Jake walk around with a couple hundred. Matter of fact, there was a police officer, a Jake police officer, at him and his wife, I think they were both cops, at a police facility training, all right, and homeboy carried around cash on him, all right, and he was in the bathroom, and another cop, wait a minute, the Jake cop was actually in a higher position than the other cop that wound up looking at him with all this here cash, wound up arresting Jake and taking his money, all right, because he thought that he had too much money on him and he might have been a criminal. But I'm like, you in a police training facility with nothing but cops. And the cop that you wind up arresting and profiling is a higher rank than your ass to begin with. So they don't even give a fuck if you're a police in a higher rank than you. They're like, nah, you ain't supposed to have that kind of money, man. Going back into what the brothers are going into, they want to be able to track all this stuff, man, to have total control over you, man.
So, hey, that's what we living in, man. That's the world we living in. And plus, also, too, not only you only want to track what you purchase, you want to track where you at. All right? That's really Esau. And then he really want to signify that he owns you, man.
That's what it is.
That's what it is, man.
Brother wants to get that, the old. Or I'll get it. The old.
Oh, okay. I need something. Because we went from what actually being branded, you a runaway slave or you belong, they brand you, right? They brand your skin. You know, you're a runaway, they brand you.
That's an excellent.
And then now it went from that to what? Once the Emancipation Proclamation, okay? Social Security. Now we got paperwork. You got paperwork on you now. Your Social Security. Now they want to take the actual number and put it into your skin, you know, physically.
Yeah, he's are you? Oh, you got it?
You know, so
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it. Somebody want to Exodus 21?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 15. Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 17. It says, "Then shalt thou take an oath," and somebody get the blue letter, "and thrust it through his ear unto the door, and he shall be thy servant forever, and also unto thy maid servant when thou shalt do likewise." So the Israelites, we had a custom that when we had servants and that servant wanted to stay with us, like a servant had 7 years to serve you, and after that they could go free if they wanted to. But if they wanted to stay with you and be your servant, they would have to get an oath, an ear, you know, a piercing done in your ear. So that oath was a piercing instrument, which the brother's gonna get the word there.
What word? All, right?
Oh yeah, AUL.
This is all. It says all a boring.
The word's maratazai in the Hebrew.
Con. The word is, or the definition is all boring instrument. It says from all.
But that's the point right there, a boring instrument. You know, and what's the boring instrument that Esau is going to use to put the chip in you? It's going to be the needle. You know, the hypodermic needle. You know,
Syringe, yeah.
that's what Esau is going to do. So when these people get the chip, they're basically telling the Most High, I want Esau to be I want it to be his servant forever. So that's why Revelation 14 and 9 says what it says. Or is it 9 or 19?
it's 14
and 9.
14 and 9. Yeah, Consulat. 14 and 9. You know, these people are gonna perish, man. They're gonna be destroyed. They're gonna receive the same judgment as Esau because they're a part of his household. You know.
So, real quick, ultimately, you're saying that Esau is your God by taking that. That's why when the brother read in the 15th verse, they worship the beast, and in the 14th chapter it says that worship the beast and his image and receive his mark. You know, because you're worshiping the beast. You're worshiping Esau Edom. You're saying that's your God. That's your master. The scripture tells you can't serve two masters, right?
Con. Yeah.
And what is the all for? For the servants, the masters give them the oil. So hey, you're my property, just like they do today with cattle.
Oil is the boring.
The boring
Oh, the
instrument.
boring
Yeah.
instrument. Okay, well that's the same thing they do with cattle today. You know, they bore, or now they brand.
Put the
Yeah,
see
but they
cows with
tags,
tags on
the
their
tags.
ears.
Yep.
yeah, man, that's how they see us as cattle.
Yep.
You know,
Goyim.
Goyim.
Yeah.
But you see, that's what these people are gonna get. They're gonna get and it says right here in their forehead, but it
Jesus
don't matter
Christ.
where you get it, man.
Exactly.
You can get it in your ear, you can get it in your ass cheek, you can get it whatever the hell you want to, but you still got the chip, you know. So yeah, it's just
Okay, I was like, damn.
but you know, they just say the scriptures say the right hand or the forehead because what? The right hand is the most convenient spot. You can open your door, you can open your car door. You know, you could put your palm on a wall, get in a bank. You know, open your home. You know, it's just a convenient spot. How you gonna if you get it in your knee? You over here doing this everywhere you go.
Yeah, you had the cash register. You had the cash register paying with your ass and shit.
You're the only one.
The only nigga wiping his ass on the cash register. Come on, man.
It don't make no damn sense. You know, so them idiots out there that say, oh, I got it on my. Nah, man, you a goddamn idiot.
Yeah, you're an
just being
idiot.
a
You're
damn
still gonna
scoffer,
die.
man.
Hey,
Yeah.
and check this out too, because you notice like
with a chip in his ass.
like right now you can freely go get it. When you freely go get it, yeah, you can probably get it anywhere. But when U.S. standards give you that shit,
Put
when
your
it's-
hand out.
Yeah, it's
Your dominant hand.
It ain't no
Yeah,
choosing.
yeah.
Where, no, the standard hand. That's how they. You see, that's how they work everywhere else, man. On anything they want to pass.
They call the shots.
Yeah, no, this is how it's gonna go. Yeah, well, that's where you got on your own.
Yeah.
But the standards is right hand. Like, oh, you gotta have your decal right here, presented right here on this side of your license.
Right, yeah.
It ain't no you can. Oh, I just put my decal anywhere. No,
Nah, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on the windshield, and no, by law you gotta have it right here.
Yeah,
so
right
that's how
here.
the chip gonna be.
It'll probably say your
well,
dominant hand.
I got it right here in my arm.
A good example.
Nah.
And look, when you go to the hospital, they give you your tag so they can just come scan it, right? They don't put it on your arm. I mean, your leg or.
It's inconvenient.
Yeah, everybody gets it in the same spot in your wrist. Yeah.
Oh, I can't put it on my.
I don't want it there. I don't matter. What
Unless you ain't got no arms, then you gotta make it. Yeah, but that's a whole nother story.
Everybody got a head though.
And he talks about in the forehead, right? You got Elon Musk developing the neurolace, which is going to basically connect all that together, man. That's basically the same thing to be able to hardwire your brain to this here electronic system, man. All right, so hey, whether you have it in your forehead or in your hand, man, it's already covered, man. And we see these prophecies speaking, man. That's why you see Elon Musk trying to get this neurolace system going, man. That's what it's talking about, man.
Hey, they already tested that shit on animals. You see, there's articles out there, with rats. They got like a little chip in their head or some shit.
Yep.
It's connected, and then
They
they
can
do
control
certain
them. Yeah.
signals and move them this way and move them that way, man.
Well, you got Elon
Outta
Musk.
here, man.
You got Elon Musk now talking about he wants to, make that chip.
The neuralace.
Neuralace, yeah. He wants to bring about that neuralace to help people with medical issues. Put it in your brain. You got your fucking legs don't work.
Yeah.
Now your legs are working.
Or retards or some shit. Yeah.
Hey, Barack
Yeah, you
Obama
got
signed that in
mental
law.
issues.
Barack Obama signed that in law in 2010 called the Brain Initiative Program to set that whole situation up.
And it was built into that Obamacare too.
Right, and where everybody's got to pretty much take it. You got Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. All right, they developed this new technology to where you can so-called they don't have it out now, but so that you can update your status basically by your mind. I remember doing a video on this where they was experimenting with people playing like Tetris. You had two different people playing a video game like Tetris or whatever or Battleship. But they wasn't even touching the controllers. They was just thinking about it and making their moves like that. All right, and they can connect 2 to 3 different people's minds together using this here, this brain chip, basically. You know what I'm saying? So this is the new technology. Now, how they gonna sell it to you is through, like one of the reasons through Facebook. Hey, you want to update your post without having to type it in or whatever, whatnot. Just like how they got you with the smartwatches. You don't want to pull your phone all the way out. Just look at your watch real quick.
Yep.
You don't want to sign on to type in. Just think about it.
Yeah,
And that the things that we're talking about, these are ways that Esau is pushing it out there to make these people be like, man, that's fucking cool. You can do that.
Yep.
Like damn, like
Make
I
it-
want to get that.
They'll put a commercial out with some music behind it.
So
Yeah.
This man, he ain't gonna be able to force you to get it. That won't be fulfilling the scriptures.
You're gonna choose it.
These people gotta willingly get it. That's
Yeah.
why they're gonna be worshiping.
I got it. It's the same chapter. This is Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. So that's his miracles, man. But I got another precept. Go ahead.
They show that the miracles in that movie Upgraded. For brothers that haven't seen that, that's a really good movie, man. That dude, he was he was in a car accident. He was in a car accident with his wife, and then he got out of the car, and it was some dudes came in there, and they ended up shooting the dude in his fucking neck, paralyzed. Dude was paralyzed from the neck down. Well, one of his buddies was so happened to be like an Elon Musk type of guy.
He was a customer,
One of his customers. The dude was a mechanic. He fixed cars and shit. But the dude came and he said, "Hey, I got a way to get you better." And what did he do? He brought the dude into his house, opened the dude on his neck, and put the fucking chip in him. Yep. And then the dude could walk, do all types of shit. He could hear a voice in his head talking to him, or how to calculate moves. This dude was a mixed martial artist all of a sudden now.
This is the main one I wanted though, because the other one was talking about pretty much nukes. But this is Revelation 16 and 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. So those great miracles, how are they working those miracles, man? All right, those unclean spirits is with their technology, And because because those 3 clean, you read up the verse, it talks about the 3 unclean spirits. You got the Pope, what is not the Pope, the church, the religion.
Mm-hmm.
You got the financial system.
You're talking about the Vatican, and you're talking about
the 3 unclean spirits.
DC and them.
Yeah, it says verse 13, and I saw
Fucking
3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. So is the three city states, you know. You got
Buckingham
the
Palace,
religion,
London,
or the
yeah.
Catholic Church, which is headed by the Pope.
Yep.
You got the military, and then you got the financial system, man. And all of them work together. All of them are clean spirits using those miracles to deceive the people. All right, they have the power to work those miracles to deceive people.
You said the military. What else?
The military, the financial system, and the religious system. You know, starting with the Catholic system.
You can think of like Vatican, DC, and
that's
and
why
London,
DC is not a
London
state.
Palace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why they're
London,
not. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you brothers saw that movie, Riddick. Anybody saw that movie,
First one?
Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah.
And they had the necromongers,
The monsters.
Oh,
and they came and put the mark.
I remember.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
The movie Riddick.
I seen it too.
Riddick.
Yeah.
Yeah, necromongers, and they come from different galaxies, and they come conquering everybody, and they put the mark in their neck or some shit.
I'm
like
thinking
that.
Pitch Black.
And
remember that shit. Yeah,
and you
Pitch
gotta
Black
bow
too.
down to that guy. But that's pretty much like Esau just wanna start this new world order, man. You gotta bow down and get the mark, and you worship their God.
See?
Wherever the hell they is.
In this case, is Esau.
This is what we're waiting for, man. That's the next big thing to happen. You know, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Esau to come and bring about this RFID chip and make it mandatory. You know, because he's gonna push it. He's gonna put it into law. You gotta get this chip, and that's gonna be that little bit of pressure. But everything else is gonna be everybody flocking to them. Oh yeah, bro, there's gonna be niggas like Black Friday crawling all over each other just to get that chip, bro.
stomping each other out.
Yeah.
That's gonna be bad.
People waiting in lines for hours to get these chips.
Because
man.
what? You're not gonna be able to eat. You're not gonna be able to work. You're not gonna be part of society, period, if you don't have that chip, which is his mark.
Can't
you know?
participate, can't drive, can't do shit.
Yep. Hey, cause what? I think it's the either 2020 or 2021 edition of the new BMWs. You can now turn on your car through your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't even have to have the key anymore. You just got to have the app on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Which what? The phone is just an out-of-body microchip. That's all it is.
Yes, well, it has the same technology.
Yep.
RFID.
You can unlock the doors. You can open the doors. You can do all types of shit, man, on these new BMWs, man. And hey, man, this devil is pushing everything out, man. So this chip is gonna be very convenient for you people, man. You already have Sweden. It's like 90-some%. Everybody is cashless. Everybody got them chips over there in Sweden. You know, you go into these stores. You know, it's cashless. You just swipe your hand. You get into your house, swipe your hand. You know, and they're gonna push it like that, convenience, safety. You know, look, ain't nobody rob your money. Now they're gonna have to chop your arm off if they want your chip. So there's gonna be a bunch of people running. No, man. You think people are actually gonna be running around? There's gonna be a few, but not many. You know, but they're gonna push that out there. They're gonna push statistics out there. Look, robbery's gone down in these cities that have the chip predominantly. You know, it's gonna be very easy for these people to get it, man. Very easy.
It's like persuasion.
Yep.
You know, like we constantly trying to persuade the righteous men to come into this truth. Exactly, to terror of the Lord. So same thing, to worship the image of the beast, they gonna try to persuade you, yo, this, that, and what, they only gonna feed you things of the world. Persuade you with shit of the world, carnal shit.
We're persuading you through the terror of the Lord. They're gonna persuade the people through that peace and safety.
Yep.
You know, but what do the scriptures say about that peace and safety? When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. That's what's gonna come, man. After that chip, it's nothing but sudden destruction. Literally sudden destruction, man. Like we were talking earlier. That chip come out, it's gonna be weeks. Okay, it's gonna be weeks after, if not a couple months. But that destruction is gonna come, man. You know?
Because at that point, society is collapsing as we speak. You know?
Lord full of days.
Hey, that's gonna be another reason why they're gonna push this chip. All this calamity, all this chaos happening out here. We need to know who's who. We need to know there's gonna be invasions. They're gonna be so-called agent provocateurs, you know, talking about Iran and all these other countries. They're over here causing these terrorist attacks. We need to know who's a U.S. citizen, so you got to get your chip.
Hey,
So
that's that because of the Patriot Act. You know, we need to identify everybody because everybody's deemed a terrorist. That chip is going to be that thing right there, real ID.
That's why they making a big deal about illegals.
Yep,
We got a lot of people here that we don't know, and we just need to chip everybody. You know, that's why they making a big deal about that shit, man.
And this is nothing but a tactic of Esau, man. Because what? The best things hidden are in plain sight. Esau's doing all these things leading to what he's doing, but people don't even know it because that's the way the serpent works, man. You know, that's just the way the serpent does things. Go ahead, Doc.
And like your brothers was saying, I think there's a movie. I'm not sure if it's The Purge or there's one of these movies out there where
the newest Purge. They had to go get, it was the Contacts.
Contacts.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
So they could track the people.
Yep. Know who is who.
Yep.
And there was another movie like years back beforehand with the same concept. There was like aliens that came down, but the aliens looked like the humans.
Fifth wave.
Yep, that's the fifth wave. Yep.
And then they couldn't tell who was who because everybody looked the
Chips
same.
in them,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fifth wave.
See? And that's another way they put hidden in plain sight. They put it in your movies, your TV shows.
They make a joke about it, you know?
Your video games. They put it out there, man.
Plausible deniability. Oh, you watch too many movies, bro. You've been watching too much of that damn TV. You've been on the internet too much, watching that shit.
And at the end of the day, you know, the Lord is just.
I told you.
He's like, I got it. I told you.
I showed you.
You know what I mean? I showed you. So it's like, he put it out there for you, bro. So there's like no excuse for it, man.
And this is what we're doing up here is breaking strongholds, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're breaking those strongholds of like the brother was just saying, people get on, oh, you watching too many movies. Nah, man. We telling you what it is. We telling you what's actually happening, man. You know, we revealing it.
Hey, real quick, even I did a video a couple weeks ago about the commentary on Revelation 13 about the mark of the beast. Like Apostle Tahar, Apostle Rana had did recently. They would go into the commentaries that Esau does. Well, I went into the same website that the apostles were using, and I found they straight up tell you that the chip technology is the mark of the beast. So even Esau's telling you in his commentary said the chip is the mark of the beast, but you still got knuckleheads, you know, saying otherwise, man. I forgot, you know, you can find it. You can go to the channel and find the video.
It goes show you how precious this truth is for his brothers, man. To know this, man, because you got fucking wolves in sheep's clothing out there, man.
Selling you wolf tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Selling you wolf tickets, man, to actually playing with your life.
Hey,
Actually,
your soul,
hey, look, check this out real quick, dog. Even if you didn't believe it or whatnot, I'm saying to the ones that don't teach it, like one that come in your mind, like damn, they might be right, so it's a possibility. So, yo, take that in consideration. That might be the chip. You know what I mean? They ain't even taking consideration, yo, like the ones that teach. Let's say I was a box or something. Yo, take that in consideration. That might be the chip. You know, so don't take it anyways. You know, like, come on, you gonna die.
Well,
you know,
they'll say, oh well, we don't believe it's the chip, but we're not gonna take it. Well, it's the chip, but there's more. Man,
Yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, it's part. Come on, man. We give it to you straight up. We don't sugarcoat it. We tell you what it is. Hey, let your yay be yay and your nay. Is the chip the mark of the beast? Yes or no? Well, no. See, anything after yay or nay is wicked.
It's wicked, dog.
You know a person wicked, they can't give you a full answer.
I ask you a yes or no question. 30 seconds later, you still talking, man. And this is what happens to those, man, that's going to end up taking the chip.
You can still be talking.
This is Revelation. The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9.
You got the light out?
Yep.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice.
And this is the judgment for those that get that chip. All right? For those of Israel, okay? Predominantly, because everybody else, they're going to die regardless of going to slavery.
Yeah.
You know? So it don't matter about the other heathens. It's talking about the Israelites. Go ahead.
I'm going to read 8. Revelation 14 and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
And that chip is a part of that wine, right? They getting that, hey man, you got to get this, you know, this and that, man. That's a part of that.
Yeah, because even though other nations haven't been doing it, ultimately the one that's going to lead the charge of making mandatory is going to be America.
Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
You gonna get it, man. You're gonna get them missiles. What that like we were going into earlier. Brothers were talking about these wars that are the World War III, and these missiles are created for Esau, for Idumea. You're gonna get it too, man. You're gonna be there you're gonna be getting it just along with him. You're gonna be going through all the hell that he's going through.
Yeah, you want to worship him, then you're gonna get the same judgment as him.
Exactly.
Death.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
Where's that Sarah Connor at? Hey, if brothers ain't seen that movie, when she was getting blasted and roasted like that, she was shrieking, man. She was over there screaming like a wildebeest, man. All right.
And if you don't want to watch the whole movie, you can do a quick YouTube search.
Yep.
Judgment Day. Sarah Connor Judgment Day.
Yeah, Nuke scene, Dream or whatever. Yeah.
It's gonna be good and clear for you.
Oh yeah.
It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
Tortured in front of the angels and the Lamb.
That's ultimately that's the Lord's gonna get to watch you. The Lord's gonna get to watch you get burned alive, man. Brother can grab that Zechariah. Let's hear about how Sarah Connor felt. You know what happened to her, right? She getting it just because this is what you gonna feel if you end up taking that chip and you make it to the missiles. This is a step-by-step play-by-play of what's gonna happen.
13 and is it 14 and 13?
14, I think.
14.
I was gonna say they're gonna talk about that.
It's not that. 14, 12.
All right, 14, 12. All right, I'll see the verse. All right. It's Zechariah 14, verse 12. The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
And what's one way of fighting against Jerusalem, man? Taking that chip. You fight against the Lord himself.
Contrary.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
So you're gonna be alive while you're getting burned, you know? You gonna a dead person's not. Yeah, there you go.
Getting burnt.
Exactly. So,
Screaming.
So when you're dead, you're not standing on your feet, you know?
Ooh, hey, another good movie to see. What the brother's reading right now is that movie Indiana Jones, the Lost Raiders of the Lost Ark. At the end, when they opened up the Ark, that spirit came out and it burned the dude up, and he's over there screaming. His face starts melting off, his eyes start to melt. You know, he's just sitting there against shit, straight screaming. You know, another good scene.
I was gonna say, as you reading through this, right? They're basically talking about this whole situation that's gonna happen to you, basically while you're still standing on your feet, man. That's because you're gonna be instantly incinerated, you know what I'm saying, by this here, wall of fire that's coming, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go through the whole thing nasty.
Read it on. It says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
Yeah, so your eyes themselves are gonna boil up in your head while you're alive. All this is gonna be while you're alive. So you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the pain. That's why I said in Revelation 14 that they're gonna be tormented with fire and brimstone. And so you're gonna be tormented. You're gonna feel this. Imagine that, somebody just searing your eyeballs alive. You know, melting your flesh while you're alive.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna slow down time for your punk ass.
Keep that spirit in
Yeah.
you.
It's gonna be the longest time of your life.
Yeah.
Because in order to be tormented, your spirit got to be within the body.
Yeah.
And remember, the scripture said that you're gonna be tormented a long time. And then I'm not talking about hell. You know, you're not gonna be in hell burning forever. Well, it's gonna feel like hell.
Yeah.
Gonna feel like an eternity.
You know, it's talking about it's gonna feel like the longest time of your life, man. Because hey, through the spirit, you know, just speculating, we could be up in the chariots for 1 year, and that's 1,000 years. You know, in this realm, so to say, we can be in the heavens for one day. It's like 1 day, and that's 1,000 years. So who knows how long you're gonna be burning, man? The scripture tell you that smoke is gonna go forever and ever. It's not talking about for all eternity. It's just talking about for a period of time, man. So who who knows how? I don't want to find out personally. I'd rather be on the up there looking down. You know. Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
That's right. So even your tongues, all them scoffers and shit talkers, man, their tongues are gonna burn and dissolve in their mouths, man.
Just imagine how intense that heat is gonna be.
Hey, go back to
millions of degrees.
Go back to World War II in Japan, man. Those damn atomic bombs left shadows, incinerated these people so quickly, it burned like shadows basically into the wall from where they were standing. Because it didn't necessarily knock their ass over like that, like we going into here, man. Like a regular bomb, first and foremost, would like knock you over and shred you all up with shrapnel, but this intense heat coming, bro, you're gonna just be incinerated standing on your feet, man. It's not gonna be no, you know what I'm saying, no time for you to sit there and get knocked over by it and slowly get burnt up and consumed. Nah, man, like you're just reading right here, man. All of that shit's gonna happen, man, when that besom of destruction come towards your ass, man. Before the flame even hit you, it's an intense amount of heat that come. You know, if you're looking at that flash of white light, that shit is hot enough to burn the retinas out of your eyes just by seeing the flash alone, man. You ain't even felt the heat, the pressure, none of that coming to you, but
You haven't heard it yet.
yeah, and if you see what happens to buildings in nuclear explosions and stuff like that, they what they call spontaneously combust before the damn wall of fire even hit your ass, man. All right, intense heat and pressure, man. Imagine that's the concrete and steel. Imagine what happened to your regular flesh, man. We read about that in scriptures, all the elements are gonna melt, man.
Fervent heat. And we can close out on this.
All right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
What's that talking about? It's talking about this truth, man. I ain't talking about just because you got a garment don't mean nothing, man. We're talking about this truth, keeping this truth on you, man. Holding fast to it, man. Enduring it to the end. All right, holding on to what you've been taught.
Lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
If you don't have this truth, what? You're naked, man. You become naked, and now everybody's seeing your shame, man. Just like when what Adam tried to do, he tried to hide from the Lord because he was naked now, you know? So, you know, that's what's going to happen to anybody that don't want to walk with their garments, man. Keep this truth, man. Hold fast to the truth of what? The scriptures, man. And you got to understand the scriptures, man. You got to hold fast to this knowledge and understanding, all right? If not, everybody's going to see your shame, and ultimately you're going to be stubble for the missiles, man. You're going to be burnt up with the rest of these Americans, man. Because all of America's going to be destroyed. And if you're not walking with and keeping your garments, you're going to be found naked and ashamed while you're getting bathed in these nuclear missiles, man.
That's right.
You're going to get a nuclear bath, all right? And it's not far-fetched. You see what's going on in the world.
Hey, don't you get naked when you take a shower?
Yeah, you get naked when you take a shower, or you're going to get a nuclear shower, man.
The overflowing rain on your ass.
Yeah.
Hey, but also like we talking about being naked in that day, man. That thief in the night gonna want to come and take your ass. You know what I'm saying? You like the scripture say, hey, at least you be found naked. The scripture also say you're gonna be caught like a thief in the night, like the brother saying that covering. All right, so you understand what's going on. Wisdom and knowledge should be submitted at that time. But if you're not understanding what's going on over here, you gonna see the chariots and you gonna bug out, start running from them motherfuckers, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna see the nukes and shit. You gonna go down to, you gonna be thinking all kind of shit, man. You gonna see the RFID chip. Oh shit, we gotta eat, man. Whatever, whatnot. Oh man, these people coming over, Russia coming over here to bomb us and invade us. Fuck Russia. Like, nah, man, hey, the Lord is doing this to you know, he's raising up the kings of the earth for you. You know what I'm saying? This destruction, these damn Edomites bugging out. All this is happening because of you, man. They bugging out, committing suicide because of you, man. You at work and then you seen all the guys at work are bugging out, they're committing suicide and so on and so forth. You should be rejoicing at that, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This Iran situation going on, you should be rejoicing at that because you know that your salvation is not, man. So you don't want to be caught out here naked, man. That's you see 2/3 of our people right now with these World War III memes, they butt ass naked out there. Oh God, I don't want to get sent over to Iran. What you panicking about, man? This is your salvation. This is shit that you've been crying and praying about the whole time. Lord, we need help, we need salvation. The Lord's actually bringing it, and now your ass is scared. So, I don't want to go to World War III. I'm scared Donald Trump do something. Press the button, that's what he need to do, man.
Word.
So, you know, ultimately, this is only for the elect. Ain't nobody else gonna get it. This the Bible ain't for everybody. The only ones the Lord's dealing with is his chosen elect, as the scriptures say, and that's the only ones he's gonna save, the elect. All right, the 144,000 and the rest of the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, Other than that, if you're here in America, the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, the Heavenly Father is bringing missiles. All right, his chariots. Matter of fact, we'll close out on Isaiah 66 and 15. Because this is everybody thinks about. Oh, the Lord loves everybody. He's coming to bring a good old time. All right, and play a banjo and sing kumbaya. But that's contrary to what the scriptures say. The Lord's coming to bring great judgment on this earth. Mainly here in America.
This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
The Lord is coming with fire. All right. And what's one of those methods he's going to use? These ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Go ahead.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind.
The so-called UFOs.
To render his anger with fury.
Yeah, the Lord's angry, and he's coming to render it with fury.
And his rebuke with flames of fire.
Yeah, you can't get around that. So the Lord ain't coming back to hand out high fives like you in the locker room. The Lord's coming to hand out judgment. All right. Hot fire.
Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So the Lord coming back to plead with everybody with his fire and with his sword, man. So the Lord could have you gunned down in the streets. He could have you zapped away by a chariot. He could have you starved to death. The Lord got a billion ways to kill you. But what? The ultimate judgment is going to be these nuclear missiles.
That's right.
Yeah, just for edification's sake, that word plead in the Hebrew is mashapat, and it means to judge. You know?
Yeah. And you can't get away from the ultimate judge. All right. You might be able to go to a different state when you go to court here, but you can't run from the Lord's judgment.
Hey, what are these Christians out here like to say? Oh, only God can judge me. All right.
Well, he gonna judge you. What he gonna judge you with?
That's the last person you want to judge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shit.
Exactly.
Lord, 16. And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the Lord, so the Lord personally is going to have the highest body count when he returns.
Hey, you know just the scriptures to see that the Lord had the highest body count.
Yeah.
Hear that?
To this day.
Satan only killed what? Job's family?
Yeah,
That's it.
7 people.
That's it.
The Most High has killed.
Satan did not kill nobody else in the scriptures.
Yep. The scripture tell you the Lord killeth and maketh alive, man. So the moral of the story is get right or prepare to meet your maker. All right, so with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rachakwadas.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who have taught us and ruled well. Shalom to you sincere brothers out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Here you go.